Refused to be his rape victim. He bashed her skull in with a rock repeatedly. Prosecutors say based on evidence, Riley and Ibarra's interaction was long before she died, and that, again, she put up a fight.
Ibarra's defense attorney in his opening statement said the evidence is circumstantial and not strong enough for a conviction. Another Russia probe to Democrat senators, New Hampshire's Jean Shaheen and Jack Reed of Rhode Island, want the Justice Department and the Pentagon to investigate reported regular contacts between SpaceX founder Elon Musk and Russia's President Vladimir Putin, and whether Musk's government contracts need to be scrutinized. General Motors is laying off about 1,000 mostly salaried workers worldwide as it and other automakers try to navigate the uncertain transition to EVs. Wall Street, an hour before the close, the Dow is off 325 points, NASDAQ down nearly 460. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A death that could have been avoided. 49 degrees, cloudy in downtown Indianapolis. Your radar is clear of any rain. Low of 46 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:02. A 13-year-old boy was shot last weekend, was taken off life support. Ryan Hedrick reports.
James Davis and some friends were playing with a gun at a home in Greenwood, say prosecutors, when the gun went off. The kids that were there took off, and somebody called police to tell them that there was a suicide attempt at that address. But as the cops looked into it, they realized it wasn't a suicide attempt, and they arrested a 13-year-old kid for the shooting. Davis was taken off life support Thursday. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Indiana's had several rainy days over the past couple of weeks. It's been good for drought conditions, says Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service.
So that has then resulted in some improved drought. Now we do have some drought still left, especially north and along I-70 all the way through northern Indiana, where a little bit less rain has been received, but we are definitely seeing some improvements.
Updike says you could be getting some more rain as early as Sunday night. Also says temperatures are going to stay on the chilly side next week. 2 men were arrested in Indianapolis for having a lot of guns and drugs. Kurt Darling reports.
IMPD officers arrested Iron Anderson and Emmanuel Meredith Stewart. When the cops pulled the pair over along Lafayette Road, officers smelled marijuana, which gave them cause to conduct a search. As they figured out who the 2 men were, they realized both were wanted for several other weapons charges. The cops found pot and cocaine in their car, along with 2 handguns that had extended magazines. Both now face a long list of charges. Kurt Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Turns out winning is good for business, too. IU football's success in the field is bringing more people to Bloomington, says Mike McAfee, executive director of Visit Bloomington.
The calendar in this town is set by the football schedule. Everybody in the hospitality industry waits until IU releases that football schedule.
McAfee tells Inside Indiana Business sold-out games means more people are spending their money on hotel rooms, drinks at local bars, and some good food. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:04.
Hey, Bill, where you been? You're overdue for a haircut.
Man, listen, my water pipes burst and flooded my house. Place a mess. I've been staying with my daughter till I can figure out what to do.
You trying to fix it and move back in?
No way. It's too big a mess. It'll cost me tens of thousands of dollars. I ain't got that kind of money.
You trying to sell it then?
Well, that's what I'd like to do, but who's going to buy my house in this condition?
Did you call Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters bought our house when we were in a jam. We needed to move real quick. They closed fast and gave us cash.
Simple Quarters will buy in any condition?
That's right. They buy as is. You don't have to repair anything or clean anything out. It's simple.
What do I have to do?
Just call them. They'll do a quick walkthrough, then they'll make you an offer.
Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to help people in difficult situations. Call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME. Check us out at simplequarters.com.
With traffic in the 5s at 3:05, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, on the southeast side, crash northbound 465 before Brookville Road and Washington Street. 2 right lanes are blocked, and we are jammed back to Brookville Road. Also on the south side, another crash northbound 65 after Southport Road. The fast lane is closed. Traffic is stop and go back to County Line Road. And then on the west side, southbound 465 is now slow from Washington Street to Sam Jones Expressway. That's a construction zone until early Monday morning. Traffic sponsored by Wendy's. Any size soft drinks for $1. Wendy's has $1 soft drinks any size, anytime. Coke, Sprite, strawberry, Fanta, whatever you want. Any size soft drink for $1. Gotta be Wendy's. Limited time only. Participating Wendy's terms apply. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
This Friday evening, we're going to have cloudy skies and winds, light and variable. And with all this moisture around, that'll likely lead us to a morning, Saturday morning, around the mid to low 40s with some patchy fog. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Arsutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. We have a couple different updates to some local stories that we've been keeping an eye on. You probably heard them talking about it at the top of the hour. This is an awful one. The 13-year-old boy has been taken off life support due to injuries in a Greenwood shooting. Hammer, take us through exactly what happened with this shooting.
So the
really awful
Cliff's Notes version, if you will, bunch of kids all around the same age, around 13 years old, were playing with a gun. One of the 13-year-olds picked up the gun, pointed it at another one, pulled the trigger. I don't know if they knew if it was loaded or what. We don't know, but he pulled the trigger, and that's when the rest of the kids all ran off. And the shooter called 911 and said that there was a suicide attempt. Didn't want anybody to know that he was the one that pulled the trigger. So the authorities arrived. They were able to tell pretty quickly that it wasn't a suicide attempt. And now the Johnson County prosecutor, Lance Hamner, he's trying to decide what charges the 13-year-old shooter will face in regards to now killing the other 13-year-old.
I mean, it doesn't sound like, 13-year-olds. My son's about to turn 13. I couldn't imagine being the family of the victim. I couldn't imagine being the family of the shooter. What do? Look, unless this was a case of a 13-year-old taking a gun and going intentionally right up to another boy his age and pulling the trigger. If this was some sort of accident, if this is some sort of, they're all grab-assing around this gun, then I don't know what you charge it with. And obviously, we're not lawyers here, but do you charge him as an adult? Is that even possible?
Not possible. We had Guy Relford in here to talk about that.
But now that he's died?
No, you can't charge him as an adult. Now, here's the interesting thing. This prosecutor in Johnson County, it's a guy we've had on the show before, Lance Hamner. He told a local TV station, quote, "We don't believe that the shooting is accidental, but it's under investigation."
Okay.
Now, that could mean a number of different things. It doesn't necessarily mean he intentionally meant to kill the kid, but he also may have just put it up and pulled the trigger in a playful fashion, but still that counts.
And he's going to have to be held accountable.
Yes.
13. Again, my kid's about ready to turn 13 in a month and a half. There is a link to a GoFundMe page for the victim on WIBC.com.
Couple more local updates here. This was a story that kind of happened as we were on the air yesterday. There was this police shooting at 16th and Meridian.
Yeah.
That's where the CVS, the McDonald's is on Meridian Street there. So the officers responded to a welfare call. The folks at CVS said there was somebody in the drive-through line that was not responding, incapacitated in some way. So they called the police, and the police showed up, and they're knocking on the guy's window. They're not getting a response. They've got their flashlights. They're kind of shining it in the car. They don't get any response. They turn their lights and sirens on. They finally get somebody to respond, and the adult male driver opened up his window, started talking with one of the officers. But this is where it gets kind of squirrely. This is what we learned from the press conference yesterday afternoon. The guy in the car then got out. He did not listen to the officer's questions as they checked on his welfare. The man then got back into his car while the driver's side door was open. An officer had opened the driver's side door. So the officer grabbed the guy's arm, told him, "Don't move, get out of the car." And that's when he threw it in reverse, and he kind of pinned the IMPD officer in between the vehicle and the wall. So he hit the officer with his car, with his driver's side door, and that's when other officers fired upon him. Now, it sounds like everybody's probably going to be okay here. We're hearing stable condition for the guy that injured the officer, and the officer himself sounds like he's going to be okay. But what a wild, chaotic situation yesterday. And for what? Why did that have to happen? Because some idiot doesn't want to listen to the police officers who were going to help him. It wasn't like they showed up and they were ready to haul him off to the jail. They were showing up to make sure he was okay.
I'm trying really hard to work out in my mind if police should have opened fire before he threw it in reverse and almost killed a police officer. That is one of the questions that is hard on my mind right now.
And I'm sure, things were happening so quickly.
I understand, yeah. I'm glad the officer's okay, but boy, that's a tough one. And maybe not so tough in some of the other people's minds, especially some police officers' minds.
And the best part about this story, there was an officer there that also happened to be trained as a first responder. So they were able to take care of their own, and the hospital was nearby. So it was a really quick trip to the hospital. There was somebody there to help out. So this is going to have, I think, a pretty good ending here, but this could have been way worse. Now, I was looking at the Twitter feed of our friend Rick Snyder. He's the president of the Fraternal Order of Police. He shared a story that I couldn't believe, so I had to go back and do my own research on it.
Okay.
And I'll be damned if this isn't the case. It's rinse, lather, repeat for the criminal justice system here in Marion County. So an Indianapolis area guy raped a woman several times, strangled her husband with like an extension cord. This is all in the police report. Bonded out with $8,000 by the Indianapolis courts. So you could rape a woman multiple times, strangle her husband, and for $8,000, be back out on the streets.
Walking around.
And, of course, a repeat offender with a long, lengthy, and violent criminal history here in Indy.
Well, congratulations to the Indy court system and to the judges and to the prosecutors, just everybody involved. Way to go, guys. Congratulations. Way to go.
The court system is completely broken in Indy because these judges are going to say, listen, this is what we have to do here. Look, one, we should have all voted these judges out a couple weeks ago. We had the opportunity. I know I hit no on every single one of these people.
Did you?
I voted no for every single judge that wasn't a Supreme Court judge in Marion County. But at the same time, what do you expect? With Ryan Mears as the prosecutor, Joe Hogsett as the mayor, the way these judges have to do things, the court system set up, there has to be a complete overhaul. And I'm hoping that maybe this is something that Mike Braun, Micah Beckwith, and the Indiana General Assembly start to have conversations about. Because when you have lawlessness at the judge level and the prosecutor level and the mayor level in a city, you get this.
That guy should be hogtied in a hole somewhere, and he's out walking the streets. That should make everybody terrified.
And this, as Guy Relford would say, this is why you carry. Ladies, gentlemen, hey, this kind of stuff is going to happen. Think about the type of judges you have. Think about the prosecutor. Think about the mayor. You may be anti-gun, but if you're pro-family, if you're pro not being raped and murdered, maybe it's something you need to consider for your homestead. All right, we got all the bad news out of the way there, Nige. How about some good news? Are you ready?
Hit me.
Today is the 50th birthday of Chad Kroeger of Nickelback.
Hey, Chad. Oh, man, one of my favorite bands.
And you're not just saying that to be a smartass. We talk about this all the time. Nickelback, for whatever reason, became like a punching bag for jokes, but you never wavered. You always
never.
supported Nickelback.
Always, always, especially in the early days. I mean, they've been around for a long time. I downloaded some of their newer stuff, and But you're going back, when you go back to the late 90s, early 2000s, mid 2000s, yeah, I dig it, man.
So We're going to play a little game here.
Allison just laughed at me.
I've got another bottle of Barkeep vodka.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just the absolute smoothest vodka you're going to have right now. We like different types of beverages. We like bourbons. We like tequilas. But if we're going vodka, we're going Barkeep right now.
No question.
Great gift for the holidays. So a shot of this is on the line. Producer Allison, do you like Nickelback?
You know, I do. I do agree with Nigel. I like the earlier stuff.
Okay.
The 2000s.
So here's what we're going to do. I've got a 7-song montage of Nickelback hits. The over-under is set at 5.5. Nigel, do you think Allison can identify or has at least heard of more than 6 of these songs or under 6 of these songs?
More than 6?
Yes. 7-song montage. The over-under's 5.5. So
she's
6
she's
caches.
Going to run the table? Okay, 6 caches or okay. Because of what she just said there and how she responded,
You shouldn't have asked me.
I'm going to say over.
Over. Okay, if you get this right, you get the drink. If you don't get it right, then Allison gets the drink. Okay, here we go. Allison, let us know on the honor system if you've heard this before.
Will do.
I'm sick aside without a sense of feeling.
Yes.
Okay, 1 for 1.
You remind me.
One of their first hits.
Yeah.
2
Love
for 2.
that song.
Yes.
3 for 3.
Huge song.
Played this all the time on ZBL.
Spider-Man soundtrack.
I don't think I heard that one. This one I have. Photograph.
4 and 1. She's got to run the table.
Yes.
Okay. She's got to get one more.
Middle school dance song.
One more, and it's a winner. For all the marbles.
I like your pants around your feet. And I like the dirt that's on your knees.
I don't think I've heard that.
No!
Was that AI? Was that real?
That's real, Allison. That's real. That is Figured You Out by Nickelback.
Yeah.
All right.
Classic.
So when we come back from traffic here, Allison has to take the shot. Matt Bear.
Northbound 465 southeast side crash before Washington. 2 right lanes closed. Stop to 74, 21-minute delay. South side crash northbound 65 at Edgewood Avenue. This is after Southport Road. Left lane closed. Traffic stop and go back to County Line Road for a 27-minute delay. East side crash at Sirius Post Road at the Camp 36. Reported with entrapment. And on the west side, southbound 465 slows. Washington to Sam Jones Expressway. That is a work zone until early Monday morning. Traffic sponsored by General Motors. General Motors Marion is hosting a career fair on November 16th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Hiring skilled trades, journey person roles. Visit Facebook.com/General Motors Careers to learn more. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Matt Bear, get your butt in here and do some radio with us.
Yo!
Matt Bear will be joining us next, so get to the YouTube video chat. You'll be able to see Matt Bear in all his glory. But right now, you are about to see the lovely producer Allison on the YouTube camera.
There she is.
And she's about to take a drink of Barkeep vodka here. Miss Allison.
Oh, from the bottle?
Of course, from the bottle. You're talking to dudes from Beech Grove and Liston here, Allison. What do you think?
Clean off the top.
No straw.
Can I get a straw?
No straw. Just, come on. Put your big girl pants on. Let's
take
go.
A sip. You don't have to chug it. There you
There
go.
we go.
Very nice.
Like a boss. There she is. That's awesome.
Good stuff, isn't it, Allison?
It is good.
Oh, man, that is really good. All right, so we got Matt Bear coming in studio. We got Tommy Piggott on the way.
Nice.
Bradley J. from Breitbart's going to join us later. And how about some Friday caller roulette? A Friday edition. We're going to turn this thing up today.
Please.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
As the summer fades and the cool breeze of fall sets in, it's the perfect time to get back to the basics, especially when it comes to your financial future. At Howard Bailey Financial, we believe in simplifying your retirement plan. Our team of advisors help you build a customized retirement strategy that is designed to help reduce risk, increase income, and mitigate tax. Whether you're just starting out or looking to refine your plan, we're here to guide you every step of the way. It's never too early or too late to make sure your financial future is secure. Text BASICS to 888-262-1104 to download your complimentary retirement planning toolkit today. That's BASICS to 888-262-1104. Howard Bailey Financial. Back to the basics. Forward to your future. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
I'm John Morgan. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately, 24/7. Our investigators, legal staff, and over 900 lawyers work together to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. Insurance companies know who we are, and now you know it too. This firm was built for greatness. This firm was built for you. Injured? Call your army. We're ready to roll. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
A true partner in your health dedicates time to understanding your needs. At CenterWell Senior Primary Care, doctors make one-on-one time with you a priority, so you can get all your questions answered and feel more confident in your health care. See how it feels to have a team of senior care experts working together to help you feel your best. CenterWell, it's about time. Schedule a tour today at meetcenterwell.com. That's meetcenterwell.com.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu.
Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Can you hear me? So can your customers. Get your message heard. Text BUSINESS to 71007 now. Get results with Radio 1.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Family Heating and Air, your American Standard air dealer in Indianapolis.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hello, my name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a special in-studio guest.
The traffic beast, the best damn traffic reporter in all of Indianapolis, Matt Baer, joins us. Matt Baer, what are we looking at in terms of traffic this weekend? Closures, construction?
Dude, hopefully a little bit better than last weekend.
No major concerts to drive around this weekend, or no monumental marathon to drive around this weekend.
It was. By the way, it was a nightmare last weekend.
It was so bad. I got stuck in it.
So, Allison, you did too, right? You were an hour late to Home and Garden.
I was literally an hour late. It took me an hour and a half to get to this garage.
It is a nightmare when they do these marathons, isn't it?
Yeah, and this was the monumental, so this is like this is the mini marathon.
It's a big one.
Yeah.
Except you do the 26 miles all the way around Indianapolis. You just don't stick to downtown in the west side. And I got stuck 3 times. I was like stuck like with the car behind you and the car in front of you.
What were you doing out?
On a side street. I forgot.
You're
totally
the traffic
forgot.
guy.
You're the traffic guy.
I've been yelled at about this by everybody.
This is like the story we had yesterday with the fire station catching fire. Matt Bear can't be stuck in traffic.
It is the same thing. And I was mad, too. I wasn't mad at me for forgetting. You know, it wasn't my fault. I was mad at everybody else for getting me stuck. I was mad at the runners. I was losing my mind, but once 40 minutes later, once the street cleared and everybody backed out, it was a good time.
40 minutes later.
I just can't help but think this is somehow Anthony Richardson's fault.
It is. He's bench me.
Are you glad he's back?
Traffic hit. Yeah.
As a passionate, irrational Colts fan, much like I am, you and I text sometimes during Colts games. Are you glad Anthony Richardson's back?
I think Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor are the only reasons to watch the Colts or to pay money for the Colts right now. I really do. There is nothing about that franchise. That
Generational guard doesn't move the needle for you, Matt?
As much as I love our Q Nelson, listen, everybody's complaints about the Colts is like the first time I think fandom's kind of like almost universally bonded together here with the Anthony Richardson thing. What are you doing with your franchise unless you play him? You're not going to win a Super Bowl ever with Joe Flacco. So why not play Anthony Richardson? And you're right, man. He might just suck. He might be Jamarcus Russell 2.0. It might be it.
Right. I got to tell you, it just made the Colts more interesting again, though.
Yes.
I mean, I was not interested at all in that game, especially the way it started out last Sunday with Flacco throwing 2 interceptions in a row.
A pick 6 right out of the gate.
I started doing laundry.
I was like, I'm cleaning the baseboards.
Yeah, exactly. And now I'm actually interested, so I'm allotting time for my day Sunday to watch that Jets game, Colts Jets.
That's where I'm at. I just want to be entertained right now. It is so hard to win a Super Bowl in the NFL, and I get that. It is so hard to be, it's so hard to be an AFC finalist.
It is. The only thing this organization has done right this year is take that banner down.
Did they really?
Yes.
Oh,
they
I
took
didn't
it
know
down,
that.
yeah.
Yes.
I think they sent it to a Barstool
One of the
guy.
Barstool guys has it now.
Oh, they could have cut that up and sold that for the price of the roof. Seriously, you could have put that on eBay, and by then you would have been able to pay off the roof, the retractable roof that we never used. That was a waste of money. That would have been great. I would have bought a little square of that. Yeah, it's like, AFC finalist, second place, maybe.
Matt Bear with us, the Traffic Beast, also one of the hosts of Supporting Sobriety, an amazing podcast he does along with Ryan Hedrick from our news department. Man, we're getting into the holiday season. Thanksgiving up first, and then you've got all the things that December has to offer, from Christmas, then New Year's after that. This can't be the easiest time for somebody that's a recovering addict.
And that's the thing. And we just did our episode that came out on Wednesday, and we're going to be doing a lot of these leading up to Christmas and, the various holidays in December is, the relationship between the caregiver and the recovering alcoholic, like myself. I'm a recovering alcoholic and addict. Ryan being a recovering addict. He's also our morning anchor. And we do the podcast Supporting Sobriety. In our episodes, while they're tailored to the caregiver, in this one we just released, we talked to both the addict alcoholic and the caregiver, as in, what do we do when you invite us to dinner? If there's going to be alcohol, if it's going to be serving, if it's going to be a dinner, if it's going to be more than a party, what do we do? And the point of the episode is just kind of say the decision is on us. You are not culpable for our sobriety. We are culpable for our sobriety. And it's totally up to us. So you say, hey, I really want you to be there. Can you be there? And we'll be like, well, we're going to talk to you about it with our sponsor, recovery group, and take it from there.
All right, we got a quick clip here. I know we're running late here, but I think this is important. What are we about to hear here, Matt?
We are about to hear me talking about Thanksgiving and whether or not we accept the invitation. To the caregiver, man, oh man, I mean, Thanksgiving could be a little volatile. And you can say that every single year. I know that is very much a possibility, but you do have a choice as a caregiver whether or not to attend these events. I mean, it's up to you. And yes, there will be consequences if you decide not to attend, and that's okay too. I can't think of anything worse than being stuck at a dinner at someone's house where people are gathered and political warfare breaks out. I don't want that, especially before dinner.
Right.
You still have to eat. I was totally thinking about, it's going to be a little more volatile this year at Thanksgiving. Let's not BS ourselves here. There's a potential where we get to drink.
Staying away from it.
We get to drinking. We get to fighting.
I'm engaging.
Hey, if it's your
I'm
thing,
sorry, Matt, but I'm in.
I'm not going to lie to you. Sitting back in the corner and watching the fireworks sounds like a good time to me. It definitely does. But for people in their sobriety, I understand talking over nothing is more important than your sobriety. That's what we're saying. At @sobriety_pod on Twitter and Instagram. Would love to have you. And thank you guys for being so kind to us, Allison. Appreciate all three of you so much.
Matt Bear, you're the best, my man.
Love you guys.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, what's all this I hear about seasons free things?
Yeah, we're giving away even more than usual this season.
Free alignment with any Ford tire purchase isn't seasonal, Mike. It's free every day at Tire Discounters.
Sure, but right now, guess what else happens every day?
I know that customers can save up to $250 on Michelin tires.
Absolutely. Now, guess what else?
Mike, I'm a phantom tire buyer with a secret identity. Please don't toy with me.
Okay, here's the deal.
Yes?
We're doing these drawings.
Like a game show.
And one lucky customer per day wins all their money back for 4 tires.
Spectacular! But why call it seasons free things?
You know, season's greetings. It's like a play on words.
Yes, of course it is. I knew that.
It's seasons free things at Tire Discounters. One lucky customer per day wins their money back on tires. Everyone saves big on major brands like Continental. And a free alignment and oil change comes with every Ford tire purchase.
Discover cancer care that empowers you at Community Health Network MD Anderson Cancer Center, with leading-edge treatment options right in your backyard.
I feel blessed and lucky. If I knew someone that was going through what I was going through, I would definitely encourage them to participate in a clinical trial. For me, it was life-changing.
Learn more at ecommunity.com/cancer.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Maintenance is going to drastically increase the efficiency and performance of your system. It's also going to significantly improve the longevity of it. People think that they are saving money by skipping their maintenance, and in reality, they're just shaving years off the life and increasing the consumption of that unit, spending a lot more in the long term.
Get your tune-up today at Family Heating and Air, your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
There's a lot on the line in a divorce. Your home, savings, retirement, maybe even kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions it can take, you really need a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. We're committed to helping protect your personal interests and the life you've built. Don't let divorce take more than it has to. Talk to us today.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Indianapolis area attorneys. 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1250, Indianapolis, Indiana 46204.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A reminder that a gun is not a toy. 49 degrees, cloudy in downtown Indianapolis. Your radar is not showing any rain at the moment. Not going to get much colder tonight. 46 is your low. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:33. A teenager who was shot on Greenwood Sunday has died. Ryan Hedrick reports.
13-year-old James Davis was taken off life support Thursday at Riley Hospital for Children. The Johnson County Prosecutor's Office says from the information they've gathered, it looks like a bunch of kids were in a home and playing around with a gun when it went off. A 13-year-old boy was arrested for the shooting. He was taken to Johnson County Juvenile Detention Facility. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The trial of an illegal immigrant charged with killing Laken Riley started today. Defense attorney Dustin Kirby argued in his opening statements that people are using the whole thing to push their own agendas.
People have used this case for their own personal gain, financial gain, political gain.
Kirby claims that his client, Jose Ibarra, is innocent. Ibarra has been charged with killing Riley while she was on a run last February. He could get life in prison if convicted. House Speaker Mike Johnson does not think a report on Donald Trump's recent pick for Attorney General should be released. Here's Fox's Ryan Schmelz.
The Ethics Committee report from an investigation into former Congressman Matt Gaetz has yet to be released. Speaker Johnson says the committee no longer has jurisdiction over Gaetz since he is no longer a member, and releasing the report would set a bad precedent.
Period. End of sentence. That is the tradition. It's an important one to maintain.
Gates is accused of possibly having an inappropriate relationship with a minor. Senate Judiciary Committee Chair Dick Durbin is requesting the report to vet Gates' qualifications to serve as Attorney General. On Capitol Hill, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
You should be thankful for the rain Indiana's been getting lately.
Now, this year we happen to be lucky enough that those rain events are happening in Indiana to mitigate some of those drought conditions. We are thankful for that because we definitely were dry in September and October.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service says there are chances for some more rain starting late Sunday. That's only going to help some more with the drought. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:35.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here from Sullivan Hardware and Garden. Join us this Saturday for our annual Turkey Fest. Grilled turkey, fried turkey, trash can turkey. Just how many ways do we prepare turkey? Well, come find out this Saturday at our 71st and Keystone store. Pick up your copy of the Turkey Fest coupons for added savings like 25% off any gift shop decor item. Look at our pre-lit artificial Christmas trees. At Sullivan Hardware and Garden, you can actually see 150 different styles of artificial trees already reduced 30%. And at our 71st and Keystone store, climb aboard the Sullivan Express and visit Santa. Book your tickets at sullivanhardware.com. Visit our gift shop, the Yellow House at Sullivan's, for additional savings on Christmas gifts, ornaments, collectibles, and accents. Shop, play, experience. Christmas with Sullivan's. 71st and Keystone, 49th and Penn in Cicero, and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan in Fishers.
The traffic at 336. What's going on, Matt Bear?
Harrison, I'm looking at the southeast side. Crash cleanup continues on northbound 465 before Washington Street. And right now, the right lane is blocked, causing stop-and-go traffic back past Brookville Road. Hancock County crash outbound on 70. It's eastbound 70 before State Road 9. And right now, the right lane is closed. Traffic is back up to County Road 200 West, or for 2 miles, consider US 40 instead. Inbound 65 stop-and-go traffic from MLK to Meridian Penn. Northbound 65 slow on the south side from County Line Road to Southport Road because of an earlier crash. And on the west side, southbound 465 stop-and-go traffic before and after Washington Street because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Royal Spa. Royal Spa hot tubs are simply better. Come into any of their locations and make the salesperson prove the superiority of the Royal Spa product. Discover more at royalspa.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
This Friday evening, we're going to have cloudy skies and winds, light and variable. And with all this moisture around, that'll likely lead us to a morning, Saturday morning, around the mid to low 40s with some patchy fog. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Arsutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hello, my name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
Tommy Pigott is the Strategic Communications Director for the RNC. You can see some of his work at RNC Research. Tommy, the official nominations that President-elect Trump has put out there, Nigel and I have been talking about this. I can't remember a time where people were excited for a group of people to get to work. Are you guys hearing the same thing?
Yeah, very excited. I mean, it's a perfect example of promises made, promises kept here with his nominees. I mean, people that are going to unleash American energy, people that are going to secure the border, people that are going to put peace through strength back into play. I mean, it's quite the team that he's putting into place, of course, under President Trump's leadership, that has really been deliver on these promises he made on the campaign trail.
So what's the message from Donald Trump? I mean, yeah, he's keeping his promises, but is there an overall message he's delivering to the American people right now with these picks?
Well, I think the message is that it's going to be America first.
Yes.
I mean, that's kind of what it all boils down to. And that's what this team really represents, an America first agenda. And that by putting America first, especially when it comes to the foreign policy team, for example, you actually make the world a safer place. And I think that's one of the things that the left often gets so wrong. You don't appease our enemies and make the world safer. It's actually quite the opposite. When you appease our enemies, you make the world more dangerous. And President Trump knows from his experience from the peace agreements he signed that by putting America first, by making America strong, you're able to then make the world a more peaceful place. That's exactly what peace through strength represents. He put it into practice once. He's going to do it again. And I think these picks really send the message that it's America first, and he's going to really, like I said, deliver on the promises that he made to make America great again.
And when you look at some of the folks that he has put in these positions that he's officially announced here, you've got women, you've got people of different ethnic backgrounds and so forth. That's really bizarre considering for 4 years we were told he was sexist Hitler, Tommy.
Yeah, well, I think it's one of the things the left has the most problem with when they're actually faced with the facts. I mean, nothing, of course, could have been further than the truth and all the smears the left was leveling at him during the campaign. And one of the things I think that they've most struggled with since the election result is the fact that he grew his support with every demographic. Black Americans, Hispanic Americans, Jewish Americans, white Americans. Every demographic, every area of the country moved towards President Trump compared to 2020. And so the left, their normal go-to of accusing people of racism, of accusing people of prejudice, just doesn't hold up because President Trump's agenda was an agenda for all Americans, and that was reflected both in his team now, but also in the vote results that came in. So I think that's one of the reasons why we're seeing this meltdown on the left, in addition to the fact that they lost so dramatically across the board, but also the fact that we're seeing this movement of all Americans, literally all Americans of every demographic, moving towards President Trump because of the vision he offers.
Chatting with Tommy Pigott of the RNC. Tommy, let's say that President-elect Trump keeps picking folks from the House of Representatives, Republicans from the House of Representatives for cabinet positions. Is there a concern that the majority in the House is getting a little too small?
Look, I think Republicans are united around President Trump's agenda, and President Trump's going to put the best team in place to get the job done. That's what it comes down to. That's what his focus is. So when it comes to the exact numbers, we'll see what it ends up being. But ultimately, President Trump's focus is, again, building that team to make sure we deliver on these promises. And that's exactly what he's doing.
Hey, can I ask you a question about the RNC just in general, Tommy? What things did the RNC do this time around differently than they did in 2020? Is there just a couple of things off the top of your head that made major differences in this election?
Well, I think one of the main things that was building on the unprecedented election integrity operation. I mean, we had really three main priorities from our chair and co-chair this election. One was raising money. The second was election integrity. And the third was get out the vote. Now, that's not in any order of importance, but those are the three pillars, if you will, that the RNC was focused on. Of course, with President Trump, he is able to get people out to vote like no other. We saw the coattails across the country. We saw low propensity voters, people that maybe voted for the first time coming out to support him. But the RNC ground game, working with Team Trump, was part of that. And then, of course, there's the election integrity operation. Over 230,000 volunteers across the country as poll observers, poll watchers. You had a rapid response legal team. Of course, that effort continues now when we see Democrats who are saying that they're, in their words, violating the law in Pennsylvania. And of course, we see action that the RNC is taking to monitor that. So we're seeing those two aspects. And of course, we saw the money that was raised along with Team Trump to make sure that we had the resources to fuel both those efforts. Ultimately, it just comes down to President Trump's vision, though. And the RNC supporting President Trump's vision, the RNC helping to build that ground game, that election integrity operation that was so critical. But ultimately, it comes down to President Trump, his vision, and his ability to connect with the American people.
Okay, so now we look into the future here. What is the RNC doing behind the scenes right now to make sure that this window of opportunity is where you can get a lot of things done? What's all going on like behind the scenes there?
Well, right now, of course, as our chair and co-chair have said, we're making sure that as votes are still being counted in several different states across the country, or there's different efforts by Democrats, again, in their word, to violate the law, that we're making sure that we have people there, that we're holding Democrats accountable, that we're making sure our election system is fair, free, and transparent, just like the American people want to see. So that's our pressing focus right now. And I think the next thing is to make sure that we're building on this progress. President Trump is going to make that easy as he delivers on his promises, as we get back to success, as our country gets back on the right track. Americans are going to see those results in their lives. And part of what's going to be the goal here is making sure people connect those changes to the policies President Trump is putting into place. They connect the lower gas prices we're going to see, or the economic rebound, or the secure border that we're going to see, that they connect those to President Trump's policies. And we're building on this coalition that President Trump has created. And it really is an unprecedented coalition. We saw this movement towards President Trump in 2020. We've seen it now in 2024. And making sure that continues, so that the Republican Party is truly a party of inclusion, as President Trump says, to make sure we're reaching all Americans and connect the dots between President Trump's policies and the success and real impacts in people's lives.
Tommy, last thing here before we let you go. What's more entertaining, watching these celebrities who said they were going to leave the country if Trump won still remain here, or all of these folks that are rushing to Twitter to tell you they're no longer going to be on Twitter and in Don Lemon's case, continue to tweet?
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, that always seems to happen with these leftists. They go out there and say they're going to leave the country, or they go out there and say they're going to not post anymore, and then sure enough, a few seconds later, they're back at it. I think ultimately, as President Trump says, success is going to unite this country. And what we've seen from Democrats is under Joe Biden, they've had to explain away every single failure Joe Biden has. And all the successes under President Trump, they had to explain away the successes that President Trump had. But the records speak for themselves. And I think that's ultimately the biggest problem that the Democrats have, is that Republican policies, President Trump's policies, they work. They work. And so I think it is amusing to see this, because the Democrats are trying to spin every which way that they can, but they can't land on an argument because there is no argument to stand against both the success of President Trump's policies and the broad coalition that he's built. So hopefully they wake up tomorrow and they all say, you know what, we're going to join President Trump in the effort to make America great again. We're united as a country. I remain hopeful, if slimly so, that that's going to happen. We're going to see success from President Trump, and success is going to bring us together.
Tommy Pigott, the most optimistic man in America. If he thinks Joy Behar is going to wake up tomorrow and say, you know what, I'm ready to help. Bette Midler, she's coming over. Stephen King's coming over. We're going to actually start working with President Trump. Awesome. Tommy,
who knows?
Strategic Communications Director for the RNC. That's Tommy Pigott. Tommy, thanks so much, man.
Thanks for having me on.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Your business needs a network it can count on.
Power's out.
Comcast Business has you covered with Wi-Fi backup to help keep your business up and running, even when your power goes out.
Everybody in the warehouse good? Lights are out, but the Wi-Fi's up. Let's power on.
It's from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Break room, you good?
Can't microwave my burrito, but Wi-Fi's fine. Let's power on.
Power on with the leader in connectivity, Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Learn how to get Comcast Business Internet and Security Edge plus Wi-Fi backup for $59 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement when you add Comcast Business Unlimited Mobile. And ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online today. Ends 11/17/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 300 megabit per second internet, Security Edge, and Wi-Fi backup. Eco bill and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-285-0395. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-285-0395. 800-285-0395. 800-285-0395.
Hey, it's Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Now through Monday, it's our 50% off sale. Save 50% off all Smith Brothers, Lazy Boy, Bassett, plus we pay your sales tax, and we even give you more discounts for cash. That's every sofa, recliner, sectional, lift chair, you name it, it's on sale. Now through Monday, only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus with free delivery.
Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans. Made for Indianapolis, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Hey Holiday Heroes, it's a special time of year at Shane Company. As a family business for 4 generations, we know firsthand that fine jewelry is the gift that says it all. From the engagement ring that says, "You're the one," to the diamond tennis bracelet that says, "Thank you for being you." We have the widest selection of fine jewelry gifts, in stock and ready to take home. Come pick out a pair of hand-matched diamond stud earrings or a necklace with a colorful gemstone. Check out our new Bloom collection, one of owner Tom Shane's favorites this year, featuring stunning sapphires, emeralds, or rubies. At Shane Company, every gift and every price range is crafted to our high-quality standards. We have jewelers working in every store to bring your gifts to life, making sure rings fit just right, setting center stones and engagement rings by hand, and engraving your pieces to make your gifts even more special. Your gifts will always be protected with our unmatched free lifetime warranty. Visit shaneco.com and come see us in store. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Did you get a heating and air conditioning quote that you're just not sure of? Give us a call for a free second opinion.
317-577-8077 for Family Heating and Air, your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Royal Spa hot tubs are simply better. Come into any of our locations and make the salesperson prove the superiority of the Royal Spa product.
Royal Spa.
It's the Degenerates Next Door, a sports betting podcast for dudes.
Real dudes, not the fake Kardashian-looking like dudes you see on television doing this. The Degenerates Next Door. Download and subscribe today anywhere you get your podcast. Matt Bear's going to look at the roads.
Crash clear south side northbound 65 after Southport Road. That delay has moved north, so we are stop and go on northbound 65 after Keystone through the south split. East side crash clear. Northbound 465 after Brookville. Stop and go traffic 74 to Brookville Road. West side construction southbound 465, so we are slow from Rockville Road to Sam Jones Expressway. Construction should be lifted early Monday morning. Crash Hancock County has us bottled up for 3 miles. This is eastbound 70 before State Road 9, right lane closed. That delay is going to be for, well, it looks like just under an hour right now. If you're going to continue to use 70, maybe use 40 instead. Traffic sponsored by Royal Spa. Royal Spa hot tubs are simply better hot tubs. 24-hour water filtration, purification, and aeration means better water quality. Natural minerals and Epsom salts means better relaxation. Discover more at royalspa.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
49 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Nigel, you got a lot of entertainment options tonight. You got the Pacers hosting the Heat for the in-season tournament game tonight. Purdue, a rare home underdog in basketball at Mackey Arena tonight. High school football games, but a lot of people will be watching Mike Tyson fight Jake Paul tonight on Netflix. That have your interest?
Absolutely. I will be watching that. I will be doing my best to stay up that late. On a Friday night, I don't think it's going to be as much of a problem as it would be and I don't want to speak too soon, actually. But I was texting my son earlier and seeing if he's going to try to wants to stay up and watch it. So I think he knows about Jake Paul and his brother and their beginnings in YouTube. They're geniuses. I mean,
right.
Just look at what they've become. The other guy's in the WWE, right?
Right. Logan, his brother, is in WWE, and Jake is the boxer.
Yes.
And again, Mike Tyson is pushing 60 years old.
Oh, I know. I wouldn't get anywhere near him.
So you can bet on this. Like, there are betting lines. Jake Paul is the favorite tonight because, again, Mike Tyson's almost 60. But if I were Jake Paul, I would take a page out of Donald Trump's playbook tonight. Like, after Mike Tyson makes his way to the ring, I would have a special guest come and sit in the very front row, or hell, maybe even be my cut man in the corner.
From the heartland and the crossroads of America, you're listening to Garrison.
Hell yeah!
Greg Garrison.
Could you imagine what goes on in Mike Tyson's mind when that music hits and Greg Garrison walks into the corner and he's in charge of the spit bucket, or he's the cut man?
Garrison's the guy to put Tyson in jail.
Hell yeah, he is.
Here in Indy. Wow.
Send his ass up the river.
Holy crap. That is some Donald Trump level kind of thing.
Now, when we say that, what are we talking about?
Well, Donald Trump, when he was debating Hillary, brought all Hillary's husband's accusers to the debate and sat them up front, right?
All of Bill's accusers and side pieces were sitting front row at the debate. So just to try to screw with Hillary a little bit, I think that's what Jake Paul's got to do. Fly Garrison down to Jerry's World in Dallas and make him part of your corner crew. I'm telling you, Tyson would snap 100%.
I would snap at that. Mind blown. Wow, I didn't think about that.
Do you think this is going to be a legit fight? Because there are some wacky rules tonight. Like the gloves are bigger than normal. They're size 14. Real boxing is 12. The rounds are only 2 minutes and not 3 minutes. And there's only 8 rounds instead of 12.
Well, no, I don't think it's rigged. I mean, there's money on the line here.
See, I think Tyson's going to take a dive,
man. I just don't think it's rigged. I mean, first of all, that'd be fraud. There'd be some legal consequences if that were to ever.
I mean, I don't think it's a real sanctioned, like from the boxing folks, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you don't think something would be rigged from the family that has a guy in the WWE? I'm telling you, I think Mike Tyson, he's going to get his big fat paycheck, and he's going to make it to round 8, and Jake Paul will somehow win, and everybody's going to be a sucker, and we're all going to watch it, and myself included.
You know, Galaxy Concrete Coatings did such an awesome job on my garage floor. And believe me, it would have taken a miracle. If you would have seen my garage floor before Galaxy Concrete Coatings got a hold of it, you would have think a miracle has been performed by someone up above. They did such an awesome job. I had an old, crappy, cracked, dirty, uneven garage floor. Galaxy Concrete Coatings came in and in just as little as a day, turned it into something 4 times as strong. Easy to clean. It looks beautiful. Several different styles and colors to choose from when it comes to the coating. And they don't use epoxy. That's the old standard. This is better. Galaxy uses polyurea. It's the new premium standard for coating. So, I mean, like, they could do your garage, basement, pool deck, or any indoor or outdoor area concrete. Check out their website, see pictures, get a quote, galaxyconcretecoatings.com, or give them a call, 751-9070.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9379. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9379. That's 800-575-9379. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
My name is Dawn, and I'm a former Marine, and I get my health care at Veteran Health Indiana. Just this week, when I was worried about how my hand was healing, I called the patient care line, talked to a nurse, and had an appointment to see my doctor for the next day. I trust my care team, and I trust Veteran Health Indiana.
Did you or a loved one serve in the United States military? You need to learn more about the veterans' health benefits that could be available to you. Visit vacares.us. That's vacares.us. And thank you for your service.
Miss M's Home and Garden and Sundown Gardens fall sale is still on. 30 to 50% off all trees and shrubs in stock. It's a great time to finish up your landscape for next year, and if you're ready to start interior holiday decorating, they have you covered. Stop in and shop those stunning displays filled with the best quality Christmas decor. Holiday open houses are coming the weekend before Thanksgiving. Miss M's in Bargersville on State Road 135 south of Whiteland Road. Sundown Gardens at 186th Street and Spring Mill Road in Westfield.
In the fight against lung cancer, it's game on, game strong. Franciscan Health leads the way with robotic technology to find and treat cancer sooner. Our entire team of multidisciplinary experts let cancer know it's hard to play against us. Franciscan Health is changing the game for lung cancer patients. Schedule a consultation or second opinion today. Visit franciscanhealth.org/lung cancer care.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
At Busey Wealth Management, we're proud to partner with individuals, families, and foundations, ensuring possibilities become achievements. From preserving and enhancing your assets to securing your legacy for future generations, we're focused on your success. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth. Since 1868, member FDIC.
Your local news coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 4 o'clock.
Burgum to be the Secretary of the Interior and Chairman of the new National Energy Council. Burgum telling reporters higher energy costs pushed inflation higher.
There's real issues domestically. We're to wrestle inflation under the ground because energy is a component of everything. It's the clothes you wear, the food you eat.
Republican National Committee Chair Michael Whatley tells Fox News he expects the Republican majority in the Senate to confirm the president's cabinet choices.
As everybody knows, people are policy, and Donald Trump is moving forward by making appointments of people that are going to implement his policies to really, truly look at every aspect of his campaign.
Fox Business host Larry Kudlow has withdrawn his name from consideration to be Treasury Secretary. The Wall Street Journal reports he's told the transition team he does not want to return to government. Trial has begun for Jose Ibarra, the Venezuelan immigrant charged with the murder of nursing student Laken Riley last February. University of Georgia Police Sergeant Kenneth Maxwell testifying about finding her body near a jogging trail.
I suspected that this wasn't an accident based on the circumstances of which she had been found. So I started communicating with Sergeant Epps that we need to begin setting up a perimeter to preserve any evidence because I believe the crime had occurred.
Her murder became a flashpoint over illegal immigration, a point not lost on defense attorney Dustin Kirby.
People have used this case for their own personal gain, financial gain, political gain.
Kirby says the evidence does not prove Jose Ibarra is guilty. President Biden meeting with Japan's prime minister and the president of South Korea today at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Forum in Lima, Peru. Tomorrow he meets with China's President Xi. Wall Street at the close, the Dow dropping 306 points, NASDAQ off 427. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Indiana needed the rain. 49 degrees, cloudy in downtown Indianapolis. Nothing on the radar tonight. Low drops down to about 46. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:02. The start of this month was on the warmer side, says forecaster Aaron Updike.
Early November, we were seeing some top 15 levels of early November warmth. So not like unheard of type of warmth or dry weather, but definitely on the dry and warm end of the spectrum.
Recently, you've seen temperatures drop. That's probably going to continue the next couple of weeks. You could even get some rain as well as early as Sunday. A teenager who was shot in Greenwood last Sunday has died. The Johnson County Prosecutor's Office says James Davis was shot after a few other kids were playing with a gun when it went off. Another 13-year-old's been arrested in the shooting. They're currently at the Johnson County Juvenile Detention Facility. Someone was hit and killed by a train yesterday, reports Jake McDaniel.
It happened after 6 o'clock near the intersection of Ash Street that evening, and the sun had already set when this happened. Terre Haute cops closed that intersection so they can investigate what led up to the person being hit by the train. They haven't said who this person was, but they say to stay away from that area. Jake McDaniel, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Hancock County Deputy Prosecutor Jordan Stroh is out of a job after making Facebook posts comparing Donald Trump voters to Nazis. IU Law Professor Steve Sanders tells Wish TV that prosecutor Brent Eaton was justified in firing his employee.
I worry that these comments could very easily lead people to believe this is not a prosecutor who is able to do her job fairly.
Stroh has said her political opinions have never impacted how she does her work. When IU football wins, so does Bloomington's economy. It's not just the diehard fans spending their time and money around a campus on Saturdays, says David Pierce with IU Indianapolis.
But, the other thing is I would say there's a second group of people that would add value in that equation, which what I would call, like almost like the day tripper.
Pierce tells Inside Indiana Business those folks swing through town, spend some cash, leave all in the same day. He says hotels are also making a good amount of money from people who choose to stay overnight and make a weekend out of those home games. The Hoosiers have one more sellout left on their schedule. It's against Purdue. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:04.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 463-251-1912. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 463-251-1912. That's 463-251-1912.
With traffic on the 5s at 4:05, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, looking at the south side crash southbound 65 between 465 and Southport Road, and it looks like we have a vehicle in the ditch. Nailed the guardrail, left shoulder closed, and we do have a slowdown because of a back to 465. Also slowing down the ramp from westbound 465 to southbound 65. West side, southbound 465, stop and go. Traffic from Rockville Road down to Sam Jones. That's a work zone until Monday morning. Inbound 65 slows from MLK to Meridian Penn, and eastbound 70 stop and go traffic Harding into the south split. On the north side, westbound 465 grinding from Ditch Road past Michigan Road at Hancock County. Eastbound 70 before State Road 9. Still a backup from an earlier crash for about 2.5 miles, but it looks like the crash is cleared, so you should be moving before too long. Traffic sponsored by BJ's Wholesale Club. BJ's Wholesale Club is now open in Carmel. BJ's members get up to 25% off grocery store prices every day. Visit bjs.com/Carmel or the brand new club located at Rangeline Crossing to join today. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
This Friday evening, we're going to have cloudy skies and winds, light and variable. And with all this moisture around, that'll likely lead us to a morning, Saturday morning, around the mid to low 40s with some patchy fog. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Arsutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
Hammer, we've been talking about it all week. Only President Trump could make presidential cabinet picks interesting. Like, he keeps going and going and going and hits it out of the park every time in terms of who he's picking to help run the country.
And some have bigger names than others, but I like this pick here. He's added another member to his staff. He's named someone to lead the Department of Veterans Affairs, and it's former Georgia Congressman Doug Collins. Now, if you remember, he was in the mix around 2016. He got out the game. He is from the Air Force. So you see him on CNN and Fox News as like an analyst all the time. Strong Southern drawl, right? He is going to be leading the Department of Veterans Affairs. Also, named to the Secretary of the Interior, North Dakota's Governor, Doug.
Some guy named Doug.
Old Dougie Burgo.
Basically, the Interior is responsible for, I don't know, they run the management, the conservation of most of the federal lands and natural resources, which is a S-load. So, and the other thing is, if you're a business developer or even a home builder, the Interior Department is basically your worst nightmare without getting into it. So hopefully Doug gets in there and starts slashing and cutting some of those weird regulations they have. And I think that's the whole idea with most of these picks to the cabinet for Donald Trump.
Elon and Vivek kind of get the attention, but honestly, everybody put into a position here, your job is to create less government. right? We don't want to see any more jobs reports that show great government growth jobs. Manufacturing sucks, but boy, did the government jobs really go
I
up.
think there's 77,000 employees of the Interior, to give you an idea.
And from a local level here, man, what Braun and Micah Beckwith have been tasked with, try to find some dead weight around the state of Indiana, because if you're going to try to work on property taxes, you need the money to come from somewhere else, right?
Come on.
So there's
Do
probably
it.
a lot of folks that are sweating right now knowing that, wow, I don't really do a damn thing around here, and there's going to be a change of leadership. Hey, Nige, question for you.
Okay.
Would you like to hear from some idiots?
What are you do a replay of our show?
I think it's worse.
Okay.
Here's Joy Reid and AOC ripping on Tulsi Gabbard.
And we haven't even gotten to Tulsi Gabbard potentially having access to national security information. And Russia loves it, loves her.
And I actually think almost more than Matt Gaetz, Tulsi Gabbard's appointment is devastating. And Tulsi Gabbard's nomination, as much as she says that she's an anti-war person, she's not.
Yeah.
She supports very pro-war individuals.
Including in Syria.
And let's be very clear, a Tulsi Gabbard nomination is a pro-war nomination globally. Point blank, period.
As is Donald Trump as president of the United States.
Okay. So these two chicken heads are trying to tell you that even though there are two major world wars going on right now that we're funding, that we're not really a part of, it's Tulsi Gabbard that really loves war.
Notice Russia popped up in there too. Remember when Hillary Clinton accused Tulsi Gabbard of being a Russian asset?
Yes.
This woman that served her country. I mean, unbelievable.
They're scared to death of Tulsi Gabbard because she's a strong woman who doesn't put up with their crap, and she loves her country. And for whatever reason, that freaks out people like Joy Reid and AOC. And the other thing, Nige, how old is your daughter? How old is she? About 10? Listening to AOC talk,
it's always...
It's just like, talking to your daughter. Like, how is this woman one of the most powerful people in our country? Just listening to her talk. But I guess at the same time, look who the nominee was for the Democrats, the nasally Kamala Harris, who, when the teleprompter went down, all bets were off. Here's a little bit more from Tweedledee and Tweedledum. They're talking about how Donald Trump isn't really going to deport people.
The people he's nominating are TV hosts, et cetera. Do you think the people who voted for him that you've talked to were expecting this?
No.
Or true mass deportation?
Genuinely,
yeah.
No. And it's heartbreaking, actually. It is heartbreaking. People immediately said, were coming to me and saying, he's not actually going to do that, right? And it's important to say, people may often say, he said he was going to do this. It was right here on the campaign trail. If you actually listen to him, if you listen to Donald Trump's acceptance speech, when he talked about immigration, he talked about legal pathways first.
Yeah.
He always has. Donald Trump has never said we don't want immigration. Never once. He said we want legal immigration. Good God. Listening to these two morons, Nige, reminds me of that scene in Dumb and Dumber.
You can't triple stamp a double stamp. You can't triple stamp a double stamp, Lloyd. You can't triple stamp a double stamp. Lloyd.
That was Joy Reid at AOC for sure.
100%. And honestly, I'm crossing my fingers for a few more appointees, right? I still want Kash Patel in there somewhere. He didn't get CIA. I'm crossing my fingers for FBI.
He was Trump's, one of Trump's national security guys
right
at the beginning.
If you make that guy the head of the FBI, that goes right up there with Homan in charge of the border as my favorite pick. Right now, Homan by far and away is my favorite pick that Trump has made. But if Kash Patel gets FBI, dude, I'm in. Also, what do you think if Donald Trump just wanted to make heads spin at MSNBC? What if you made Tony Hinchcliffe the ambassador to Puerto Rico?
He's the insult comic
that
made that Puerto Rican joke at Madison Square Garden at a Trump rally.
Make him the ambassador to Puerto Rico. Joy Reid's head would spin around like Beetlejuice. And I talked about this earlier today. What if you tried to throw a little bone out to the left? All right, I get it. You guys over here, you think abortion is the most important thing ever. Got it. We're going to have the Department of Sex, and we're going to teach safe sex and proper ways to do it that feel really good. And we're going to have in-your-face Nancy Mace. We're going to have Lauren Boebert and Representative Luna from Florida as the leaders of this program. We're going to have a building built in Washington, D.C. that's their own, and we're going to call it the Oval Orifice. I've thought about this.
Hey-o! I'm sorry, did you say the Oval Orifice?
Yes. And you teach safe sex, right? So maybe that way you don't have to have so many damn abortions because it's apparently the most important thing in the world. But also, we're going to have classes, ways to get real sweaty and gross and do it right. And those three are going to lead the class. Those three are going to lead the department. They're building the Oval Orifice.
Count me in.
Let's make this happen. It's a big day today, Nige.
Is it?
Britney Spears no longer has to pay child support to Kevin Federline.
K-Fed! No way!
Ever since Britney Spears divorced K-Fed back in 2007, he has been the one receiving child care from Britney Spears.
I think it was up to $40,000 a month at one point.
Right. And if you look at K-Fed's taxes, he's never really had a job. He's just been, living off his ex-old lady
Good for
forever.
him.
But today is the 18th birthday of their child, so cut off. Britney no longer has to pay for Kevin Federline. And even though he's a total turd, if you want to help this guy, here's a way you can do it.
Kevin Federline needs your help. The Britney Baby Daddy gravy train is over, and K-Fed could be in financial straits. Soon, America's favorite ex-husband of Britney Spears will no longer receive $40,000 each month in child support payments. He lives in Hawaii, and we all know how expensive Hawaii is. Since booking a DJ gig for the Rabinovitz Bar Mitzvah in 2013, Kevin Federline has remained unemployed. Simply put, K-Fed is K-Fed. For as little as 30 cents a day, you can keep Kevin Federline dancing, DJing, doing whatever the it is that K-Fed does. Help K-Feed K-Fed. Go to GoFundMe.com and donate to the K-Fed K-Fund.
See, there you go. You can look after that freeloading, no-good dude that knocked up Britney Spears.
If my math is right, what'd they say, 2007 he's been paying, Britney's been paying $40 a month?
They divorced officially back in 2007.
That's like $8 million over the past few years.
Man.
Over the past, I think if my math is correct.
Like Rob Kendall and I talk about this all the time because I always had such a thing for Britney growing up, right? I really think I could have had a chance. Look at some of the dudes that she's been with. Like, she funneled K-Fed's hog. Like, you can't tell me she wouldn't be above a hillbilly from Beech Grove.
Didn't she briefly marry a guy named George Costanza?
No, Jason Alexander.
Or Jason Alexander.
Yeah, not George Costanza, a different Jason Alexander. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't have a chance. I don't know. I had a job.
I understand.
Matt Bear, what's up?
All right, fellas, looking at northbound 65 out of the north split. It is a stall on the exit from 6570. Ramp is open. It is partially blocked. And southbound 465 on the west side, stop and go from Rockville Road to Sam Jones Expressway. That's a construction zone for a 6-minute delay. Crash south side, southbound 65 between 465 and Southport Road. Right now, the left shoulder is blocked with a little bit of a slowdown back to the interchange. Inbound 69, stop and go traffic 106 282nd. Crash Central Avenue at 30th. And a crash Michigan Street at Porto Alegre on IU Indianapolis. Traffic sponsored by General Motors. General Motors Marion is hosting a career fair on November 16th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. hiring skilled trades journey person roles. Visit facebook.com/General Motors Careers to learn more. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
On the YouTube chat, Kathleen, quote, funneled what?
That's an infamous Hammer saying.
Yes,
just a description of intimacy between a man and a woman.
That's right. Speaking of the YouTube chat, jump on the YouTube right now and hit like. We need about 40 more people to hit thumbs up to get us over 100. So if you're having a good time on this Beer Sample Friday, if you're laughing a little bit, or if you just feel bad for us and want us to shut the hell up, do us a favor, go to the YouTube feed, the live feed of this show, hit thumbs up, help us get to 100. Right now, we got Gray Skies 49 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Is this anything? Is next. Barkeep Vodka is like top shelf stuff, but they sell it at a much lower price. And the best part, it's made here in Indy, distilled with corn from Indiana farmers. These guys are all about local, and I'm telling you, it tastes so good, so clean. You're going to love it. Barkeep Vodka makes a great gift for somebody. Barkeepvodka.com. Buy a bottle at your local retailer.
Okay, close your mouth and take a deep breath in through your nose. So the way it's supposed to be is that you should be able to breathe easily. You shouldn't feel constrained. What it should feel like is air briskly flowing freely through both nasal passages, day and night. And if not, there's a problem. And it's a don't know what your problem really was until you got it fixed kind of problem. You're living with it. I mean, you're tired a lot. It might give you headaches and sinus pressure, but you're living with it. Yeah, you sound like almost every patient we help until we get their problem fixed. And then you hear them saying, why would I put up with that? Advent will get you breathing freely again with simple in-office solutions like turbinate reduction along with balloon sinuplasty that really can change your life.
To date, Advent has solved over 40,000 breathing triangle problems. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows. When you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary.
But don't spend it painting. Do what your neighbor Don did. He called Rhino Shield.
Well, the home was built in 1948. Paint on the aluminum siding was peeling, and I couldn't find anyone who would repaint it until I called Rhino Shield.
Rhino Shield's better than paint. And the crew?
Painted all my aluminum siding, and I've got a front porch that runs the whole length of the house and all the pillars. And once they were gone, I couldn't even tell that they were there.
And right now, Indy, get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price. Plus, there's more great news. Rhino Shield has partnered with Green Sky Financing to offer affordable monthly payments with 0% interest loans to qualified customers.
Well, I've told a lot of people, do the Rhino Shield. It's really a great product, and that would be the way to go.
And here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
Call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint. Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy two. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
What does the joy of Christmas mean to you? A gift? Time with family? Decorations and traditions? At Shepherd Community, the joy of Christmas is learning to read, feeling safe and loved, finding a stable job, and having a community that cares. Shepherd gives its neighbors gifts of joy and hope for a brighter future. You can give the joy of Christmas to neighbors living in poverty, not just at the holidays, but all year long. Visit caringatchristmas.org/give. That's caringatchristmas.org/give.
PA Jewelers is your must-shop store for Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. PA Jewelers already has fine jewelry and gemstones discounted 70% below the box stores. Now, on Black Friday and Small Business Saturday, you get 10% off everything PA Jewelers sells. Estate jewelry, watches, and jewelry from local artists. Visit PA Jewelers inside Premier Arms, 3754 South Green Street in Brownsburg, 317-858-3030, or online at premierarms.com.
Don't miss the Flying Toasters 20th anniversary celebration Saturday, November 16th at the Paramount Theater in Anderson with special guest 45 RPM. Tickets available at theflyingtoasters.com.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Family Heating and Air, your American Standard air dealer in Indianapolis.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Let's do it.
Is this anything? According to a new video going around the internet, Americans are still having problems figuring out roundabouts.
Oh, boy.
Boy, they just opened up a new one in Beach Grove, kind of off to the side where the barber shop is.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's not like a traditional roundabout. It's a roundabout that takes you into like kind of a half of another one.
Yes.
It's crazy.
No, I know what you mean.
Somebody posted this video of this massive pickup truck almost crashing into their car because it never slowed down and drove into the roundabout in front of some other guy's car. He was in the wrong, but while arguing, he says that his truck is bigger.
Of course.
And it could have greatly damaged the other guy's car.
What are you honking at me for?
What the hell are you doing, dude?
Dude, that's not how that works. I have the straight. You were coming through here.
You have the yield, dude.
I don't have the yield. Everyone coming in has the yield.
You realize if I hit you, I would have just crushed your entire car, right?
There's nothing that I should have or could have done differently there.
I didn't check. You don't come straight across the intersection like that.
It's a roundabout.
Okay.
Good Lord.
Yeah, the guy, first of all, I would have crushed you, dude. You know he's in the wrong.
Right.
At the very least, I think the rules are different at different roundabouts depending on how big they are. And yeah, I know what you mean about the one in Beach Grove. I have a feeling I know which one you're talking about. It goes into one roundabout. It kind of goes into a half of another. And
right.
It kind of,
and it's not even a round. It's almost like an oval.
At the very least, people roundabouts should understand that if you're entering the roundabout, you have to yield.
No, wait a minute.
The very least.
That big redneck just said it's supposed to be based on who's got the bigger car. Whoever's got the bigger car has the right of way.
That sounds about right.
And if there's a question about who's got the bigger car, then it's a duel.
I love it. Yeah, that's something.
Is this anything? A company in the UK has created an AI grandmother bot just to talk to phone scammers and waste their time.
A what? A grandmother bot?
Right. AI grandma, and its whole job is to talk to phone scammers and waste their time. The bot's name is Daisy, and if scammers ask for personal details, she fakes them and keeps talking. Here's a few examples.
So W's then a dot.
3 times W and then dot.
I think your profession is bothering people, right?
I'm just trying to have a little chat.
It's nearly been an hour.
Gosh, how time flies. It's showing me a picture of my cat, Fluffy.
It's showing you the picture of your cat, Fluffy.
Stop calling me dear, you stupid.
Oh!
Got it, dear. Because while they're busy talking to me, they can't be scamming you. And let's face it, dear, I've got all the time in the world.
Love it.
I do too.
Love
yes,
it.
This is something. Did I hear that one where the phone scammers like, you've kept me on here for an hour? You were talking to a robot, you moron. I love how indignant and like mad these telemarketers get.
Oh, we've seen that firsthand. Like
sure.
we have called some of them back on the show before, and
they cuss us out.
They cuss us out and they hang up. But it's about time AI started pulling its weight around here.
That's right.
I'm here for this. Which brings us to great moments in AI history. This is when we had AI Governor-elect Mike Braun come on the show and talk about his relationship with Rob Kendall.
Look here, you little shit. I'm sick and tired of you and Micah. You're damn lucky I didn't punch you in the crotch when you approached me at the convention, you piece of Brownsburg trash. If you ever cross me again, I'll put my boot so far up your ass that people could feel it down in DuBois County. I hate you, Rob Kendall.
Great moments in AI history.
Boy, Micah catching some shrapnel there.
For the case of being fair and balanced here, it's not fair that Rob took shrapnel and nobody else.
Yes.
So, once again, AI Mike Braun ripping the Hammer and Nigel show.
Have fun listening to 93.1 WIBC. Hopefully Hammer and Nigel don't scare all of you away from the station. it speaks volumes when this country has people complaining about grocery prices, but WIBC has not one, but two fatties on the air in the afternoon. And Nigel, not only is he fat, but he balances it out nicely by being a lazy alcoholic as well. And Hammer, I'm pretty sure would bet his kids' college fund on a meaningless college football game featuring two teams from the Sun Belt Conference. Also,
the Fun Belt.
How can a guy lose over 40 pounds and still have an ass larger tn Whoopi Goldberg?
Oh, come on!
Hammer and Nigel are like the drunk version of Joe Hogsett. Let that sink in. Well, I had better head back to DuBois County. AI Mike Braun. Out.
Great moments in AI history.
When you're hiring, ZipRecruiter's technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. What if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
An official message from Medicare.
Couple more minutes, and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year, I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
A true partner in your health dedicates time to understanding your needs. At CenterWell Senior Primary Care, doctors make one-on-one time with you a priority, so you can get all your questions answered and feel more confident in your health care. See how it feels to have a team of senior care experts working together to help you feel your best. CenterWell, it's about time. Schedule a tour today at meetcenterwell.com. That's meetcenterwell.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
How a handful of rainy days has helped out. Cloudy and 49 degrees downtown. Nothing on your radar at the moment. 46 is about where your low is supposed to settle tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 431. Indiana's had several rainy days over the past couple of weeks, with over an inch of rain in some spots. That's been helpful with these drought conditions, says Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service.
So that has then resulted in some improved drought. Now, we do have some drought still left, especially north and along I-70 all the way through northern Indiana, where a little bit less rain has been received, but we are definitely seeing some improvements.
Updike says your next chance for rain will be Sunday. Also says temperatures are going to stay chilly next week. The trial of an illegal immigrant accused of killing Laken Riley, a nursing student from Georgia, started today. Georgia Police Sergeant Kenneth Maxwell testified about the moment he found Riley's body.
She was laying slightly on her side, and it appeared that she had some leaves and other vegetation that had been placed on top of her.
Jose Ibarra is the man charged with Riley's murder. If convicted, he could face life in prison. President Biden met with both leaders from Japan and South Korea today, focusing on their concerns with North Korea.
I truly believe cooperation of our countries will be the foundation to peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific for many years to come.
Biden spending today in Lima, Peru. Last week, the U.S. reported at least 3,000 North Korean soldiers are in Russia, helping that country fight against Ukraine. Turns out winning is good for business. IU football success on the field is bringing more people to Bloomington, says Mike McAfee, executive director of Visit Bloomington.
The calendar in this town is set by the football schedule. Everybody in the hospitality industry waits until IU releases that football schedule.
McAfee tells Inside Indiana Business more people in town for games are spending their money at bars, restaurants, and hotels. Not the best way to close out the week in the market. The Dow down by 305 to 43,444. The NASDAQ slipping by 427 to 18,680. And then also down today is the S&P 500, dropping by 78 points, finishing the week at 5,870. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:33.
$182,000.
What?
Yeah, $182,000. According to CBS News, the average American loses out on an average of $182,000 in Social Security income. And it's because they filed for their benefits, Rob, at the wrong time.
Learn how you could avoid this with a free Social Security analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy in Indy.
We trust Bill to help with planning for our retirement, and you can too.
This free analysis could help you get the most income from Social Security while considering the impact on your spousal benefits, taxes, IRAs, and 401k withdrawals, and Medicare premiums.
If you've saved more than $200,000 and have not filed for Social Security, schedule your free analysis by calling 317-932-9912.
Don't lose $182,000 in Social Security income that's rightfully yours.
Call 317-932-9912. That's 317-932-9912.
The traffic at 4:34. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Harrison, eastbound 70 stop-and-go traffic from Harding into the South Split. And then we look at inbound 65. That is stop-and-go MLK to Meridian Penn. There's a stall coming out of the North Split on northbound 65. It's on the ramp from westbound 70 to northbound 65-70. The ramp is open. It is partially blocked. Eastbound 70 stop and go for a couple of miles between Mount Comfort Road and State Road 9. That's because of an earlier crash. Traffic sponsored by Royal Spa. Royal Spa hot tubs are simply better. Come into any of their locations and make the salesperson prove the superiority of the Royal Spa product. Discover more at royalspa.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
This Friday evening, we're going to have cloudy skies and winds, light and variable. And with all this moisture around, that'll likely lead us to a morning, Saturday morning, around the mid to low 40s with some patchy fog. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Arsutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Well, I'm very sad to report that far left-wing Trump hater, progressive Democrat Stephen King, by all accounts an iconic horror author, is leaving X/Twitter for good.
Let me guess. He made a big dramatic announcement instead of just not using the product anymore.
Yeah. I believe leaving Twitter is the new leaving the country.
It is.
Because most of these dummies realize that this is the greatest country on earth, whether they want to admit it or not. But maybe it's far more easier to leave a social media platform. What did he say exactly?
Quote, I'm leaving Twitter. Tried to stay, but the atmosphere has just become too toxic. Too toxic for Stephen King. Now think about some of the things that this dude has
just thinking about that.
Been a part of, right?
It's just the things he said about Trump, the things he said about Trump supporters. Just some of the dumb, just think of any crazy left-wing progressive argument or name calling that you've ever read on social media. He's been a part of all of it.
Okay, I will hear that argument for Stephen King, and I will raise you Joy Reid, who has also decided to leave Twitter.
This woman, this MSNBC.
Now, I can tell you're upset. But I got good news for you, Nige.
Okay.
This is great news. She did us all a favor and made a video on TikTok to explain why she was leaving Twitter.
Hey guys, so today I finally did something I've been meaning to do for a while. And the reason for doing it, and kissing goodbye my 1.9 million followers over there, is because I hadn't been posting for a long time. I just didn't want to contribute content once it was purchased by its present owner. But just having it there, I was only holding on to it because I really didn't want someone trying to take over that name and using it for nefarious purposes. I was a little bit worried about that. And also every so often I would use it to just like sort of look at news that was trending and what's happening. And I would just sort of use it as like an aggregator. But I just realized that that's not really worth it, because in order to like do the news aggregation,
I can't. Yeah, stop. I didn't want somebody to hack into my Twitter, just like somebody hacked into my website in the early 2000s where I allegedly made homophobic slurs.
Right.
Shut up. Who cares? This is why MSNBC is in the tank. You're the reason.
And with her off of Twitter, you're not going to get amazing analysis of like the time that she announced that that TV guy was going to be leading the Department of Defense.
The former and future president is moving quickly to fill the clown car and round out his cabinet before he changes his mind and fires them all. Moments ago, Trump announced that he has selected Fox Weekend morning show host, you can't make this up, Pete Hegseth, to serve as Secretary of Defense, because why not?
Does she not know that Pete Hegseth, a pretty decorated veteran, was she not aware of that? Did she just know him from TV? Because I knew Joy Reid was dumb, but I didn't think she was that dumb. Good Lord.
Well, not only that, but you have a long history of TV cable hosts leaving their gig as cable hosts and joining different and various administrations.
I mean, it's so insulting to Pete Hegseth, who has served his country, who has won multiple medals in his, military career, to just say he's the TV guy, right? That's like looking at Tom Brady. Oh, the broadcaster. Well, no, there's some other stuff that he's done that qualifies him to do what he's doing. Friend of the show now, Michael Rappaport, former crazy never-Trumper, like lunatic never-Trumper. Now, I think he's starting to see the light a little bit. Take a listen to what he had to say about Joy Reid's commentary about Pete Hegseth. Now, again, this is Michael Rappaport. This isn't somebody, like Ted Cruz or something. Quote, Secretary of Defense nominee Pete Hegseth is a combat veteran with 20-plus years of service. He did tours in Iraq and Afghanistan, receiving 2 Bronze Stars. Hegseth has a BA from Princeton and a master's degree from Harvard. Joy Reid is a con artist, race hustler, fake news complete BS artist. She's reason 118 why Kamala lost. The fear-mongering opinion media veiled as news. Blame yourself, joyless joy.
Boy, it seems like Michael Rappaport is coming around.
He is.
You go back a couple of years, and he did not like Trump. He did not like his supporters, but now it's sort of a different story. And a lot of that stuff with him on social media, and during our interview with him, we even asked him about it. It's kind of a show. It's kind of like when he was on the phone, he was kind of a different person than he is when he puts those posts.
He was rational.
I know. But that was 100% spot on about Joy Reid. No question.
So far, this is the running tally of folks that have decided to leave X, Twitter, whatever. Jamie Lee Curtis, Don Lemon, Stephen King, Joy Reid, Bette Midler, and the Berlin Film Festival.
I don't follow any of them. Except I believe Jason Alexander, a.k.a. Costanza, is leaving. I believe he put out a statement.
He's a huge lefty, though.
He's a lefty, yeah. I believe he put out a statement. He's no longer going to be.
One of my favorite posts, and I retweeted this morning, from our pal Jeff Boggs, not Kenny Rogers. He puts the headline up that says that Jamie Lee Curtis is leaving Twitter, but it was a picture of Stephen King.
I love when they do that.
So good. All right, I gave you some good news earlier, Nige, and now I need you to sit down. I need you to make sure that you've had some meds, because I don't want you to have a heart attack, or I don't want your blood to boil, because this is devastating news. Are you ready?
What are you going to tell me here?
You might not be able to have sex with Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg of The View.
Hold on. Let me take a breath here.
Okay. Take as much time as you need.
I might not be able to have relations with Whoopi?
Correct.
All right, go on. I've gathered myself.
Allison, can you get him some tissues? I think he's crying a little bit.
Give me a beer, please.
Whoopi Goldberg of The View announcing a sex strike to protest Donald Trump's election.
You didn't get here by yourself, man. You can't do this without us. And if we don't let you, you don't get any. It's that simple. It's that simple.
To quote Lawrence O'Donnell, America is crying right now.
Wasn't there this whole, weren't we talking about this last week? This whole movement of feminists that have vowed celibacy,
right,
as long as Donald Trump is in office, and it's a bunch of people that no one would want to have sex with anyway.
Correct.
It's always again, it's never Giselle notifying her jiu-jitsu instructor.
Right.
We're never, as long as Trump's in office, we're not having sex. It's
Jennifer
always,
Aniston is not having a sex strike to protest Trump being elected.
It's always Whoopi Goldberg and the purple hairs.
Oh, I see the hotline is ringing here.
Oh.
I believe we have a special guest on the hotline to talk about Whoopi Goldberg not having sex with people. I'm being told AI Donald Trump is on the hotline.
Oh, no. What am I going to do now? That gross, fat pig Whoopi Goldberg just said she won't be having fat sex with people anymore. Whoopi is disgusting. Her ass is the size of a Buick. I promise you that nobody wants to hit that. I wouldn't have sex with her if I had Hunter Biden's cranked. Remember, you can't spell poo without Whoopi. AI Trump out.
It's the AI president-elect right there. That is Donald Trump.
Is there and by the way, I bring up this question again. Is there a difference between sex and fat sex?
Oh, yeah.
There is.
Yeah.
I don't.
More cushion, less pushing. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Your business needs a network it can count on.
Power's out.
Comcast Business has you covered with Wi-Fi backup to help keep your business up and running, even when your power goes out.
Everybody in the warehouse good?
Lights are out, but the Wi-Fi's up. Let's power on.
It's from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Break room, you good?
Can't microwave my burrito, but Wi-Fi's fine. Let's power on.
Power on with the leader in connectivity, Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Learn how to get Comcast Business Internet and Security Edge plus Wi-Fi backup for $59 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement when you add Comcast Business Unlimited Mobile. And ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online today. Ends 11/17/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 300 megabit per second internet, Security Edge, and Wi-Fi backup. Eco bill and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. And fees extra and subject to change.
Miss M's Home and Garden and Sundown Gardens fall sale is still on. 30 to 50% off all trees and shrubs in stock so you can finish up that landscaping for next year. If you're thinking about interior holiday decorating, they've got you covered. Stop and shop stunning displays filled with the best quality Christmas decor. Holiday open houses are coming too the weekend before Thanksgiving. That's Miss M's in Bargersville on State Road 135 south of Whiteland Road, MissM'sHomeandGarden.com, and Sundown Gardens, 186th and Spring Mill Road in Westfield, SundownGardens.com.
Real stories with Hellsberg.
I had the ring already. She had made it very clear what kind of ring she wanted.
Yep.
I pretended that I was going to kneel and picked up a pine cone instead of pulling out a ring.
What a jerk. But when I saw that ring, I was like, oh, he did good.
I really love Amy. I really, really genuinely love Amy.
I love you too.
At Hellsberg, find the engagement ring worthy of your story. Designed with the love, care, and craft it deserves. Visit a Hellsberg store or Hellsberg.com.
Don't you deserve health care you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans. Made for Indianapolis, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Hey, it's Rob Kendall. Join me November 21st at Hi-Fi, a celebrity bartender toast to Moselle Sanders, powered by Jack Daniels. I'll be one of the local celebrities creating a unique craft cocktail for you to enjoy. But here's the twist. You get to be the judge of who created the best cocktail. Not only will you have a great time tasting unique drinks, but you'll also be supporting the Moselle Sanders Foundation. Your ticket starting at just $20 helps us reach our goal of $10,000 to feed 10,000 people this Thanksgiving. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at hifiindy.com.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-285-0395. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-285-0395. 800-285-0395. 800-285-0395.
For your free system replacement analysis, give Family a call today at 317-577-8077.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Join WIBC this Saturday for the Home and Garden Show live from Sullivan Hardware and Garden at 71st and Keystone from 9 to 1. Or Turkey Fest. Come sample Thanksgiving sides and gobble up some turkey at Turkey Fest with Sullivan Hardware and Garden and 93 WIBC.
Matt Baer, what's up?
Hey, we're looking at southbound 465 on the west side. Stop and go traffic through construction. Rockville Road to Sam Jones Expressway. Stall downtown northbound 65 out of the north split. Ramp partially blocked. Traffic slow. 2 Rural Street, southbound 6570, stop and go downtown for the north split down to Fletcher Avenue. This is a crash eastbound Fall Creek Road at Wild Ridge Drive. Also a crash IU Indianapolis, Michigan Street at Porto Alegre. Crash Lafayette Road north of 34th, and somebody got hit by a car north of downtown. This is 25th at MLK. Traffic sponsored by Royal Spa. Royal Spa hot tubs are simply better hot tubs. 24-hour water filtration, purification, and aeration means better water quality. Natural minerals and Epsom salts means better relaxation. Discover more at royalspa.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
49 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Well, we're coming to your city.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Mark your calendars, boys and girls. Saturday, November 23rd, next weekend, we're going to be at the Gugman House Brewing Company.
Gugman House!
1701 Gent Avenue here in Indy for the big Franciscan Health Movember event. Now, yes, there's going to be beer there. Yes, we're going to have college football on the screens. So we can drink, we can gamble. There's going to be prizes to be won. Our pals from The Fan are going to be there. Kevin Bowen, Jake Query, a number of folks.
John, I think
JMV may come by. We're going to be there at noon next Saturday, Nigel and I. But this is the coolest part. Free screenings. You can get doctor's advice for free, nurse advice for free. You can get screened for some cancers, a number of different ailments. Doesn't cost you anything. You can come by, have a beer, and get screened for cancer. That's awesome. What more do you need, right? Let's be honest. If you went to the doctor's office to get this stuff done, it might cost a pretty penny.
And you'd wait.
Right.
You got to make appointments, insurance. Just come to this thing.
Come to this thing. The information is on the events page of WIBC.com. We'll put some stuff out through the week on social media, but take advantage of this. If you have one of those jobs where you get discounts on your benefits, if you have like health checkups, you can get that done here. So next Saturday, the 23rd at the Gugman House Brewing Company, Franciscan Health Movember. All right, Miss Allison, hit me with some booze news.
You set him up and I'll knock him back, Lloyd. 1 by 1.
We are gonna read booze news, cause it's really fun.
Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
Hammer and Nigel presents
Booze news, booze news.
Yeah. Time for
booze news.
New information out on how much alcohol you can drink and still be healthy, Nige. It's nothing earth-shattering, but...
I think the answer is 0, isn't it?
2 drinks a week is low risk.
Oh, okay.
What about 2 drinks an hour? 3 to 6 drinks, moderate risk. 7 or more, increasingly high. I don't like hearing that increasingly high word. See, when we go to the Movember event, I might have to ask the doctor, what if it's just a few shots here and there throughout the workday?
We're not talking like a case of beer every day.
Right. But lucky for us, we've got somebody here that's ready to weigh in on this booze study.
Oh, really?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome AI Joe Hogsett.
Look, a lot of people think I may have a drinking problem. A lot of people think I may have been in a rehab facility in Richmond, Indiana during the riots, allegedly.
Okay.
A lot of people think I may have known about the sexual harassment scandal in my office, allegedly. A lot of people think I may have actually taken part in the sexual harassment scandal in my office, and maybe those are all reasons why my wife left me, and I didn't do anything harsh to my partner in crime, Thomas Carl Cook. And you know what?
What?
I forgot what I was going to say. Boss Hogsett out.
AI Boss Hogsett on the Hammer and Nigel show.
We know that around the holidays, things don't always go as planned. That's why Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles, the best warranty around. So make memories this season in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Shop drivehubler.com or any of our 12 locations. Every Hubler Q certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty and includes a 128-point vehicle inspection, plus a free Carfax history report. Choose from over 2,000 Chevys, Fords, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes and models. Certified luxury, even the hard-to-find ones. No matter where your plans take you, spread cheer all season long, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Happy holidays, Indiana. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 12 locations. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
My husband, Bob, has Parkinson's, and he needs more help now, and I need more support to help him. Thanks to Indiana Pathways for Aging, we're getting the support we need to help him right here at home, like with meal prep and basic personal care, and even respite support for me.
Pathways provides Hoosier Medicaid members, age 60 and over, support for care their way, so they can live life their way. To learn more, eligible members call 87-PATHWAY-4 or visit in.gov/pathways.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-285-0395. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-285-0395. 800-285-0395. 800-285-0395.
Is your home ready for another Indiana winter? Is your wallet ready? Affordable warmth and cozy comfort starts at the top. Your chimney. Your fireplace can save big on your heating bills. Chimney Solutions will clean and inspect your chimney so you can safely get the most out of your fireplace this season. For a limited time, save even more. Get up to a $2,000 tax credit when Chimney Solutions installs your new wood-burning stove by the end of the year. And ask for $100 off chimney caps? Get $100 off chimney caps. ChimneyIndy.com.
Your local news coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recyclers Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
Another nominee. I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News. President-elect Trump confirming on social media he's nominated North Dakota's Governor Doug Burgum to be the Secretary of the Interior.
He's also getting a position as chair of the newly formed National Energy Council. And he's going to be focused on energy dominance, cutting regulation and red tape for the president-elect and boosting the private sector and focusing on innovation.
Fox's Aisha Hasni, the president-elect, calling on the Senate to confirm his cabinet nominees, suggesting the upper chamber could take a break for a few days and he'd make them recess appointments if necessary. Republican National Committee Chairman Michael Whatley tells Fox News he doesn't think it'll come to that with the GOP in control of the Senate.
We're very excited that we have a good majority, 53. That's a working majority. And we're excited to work with Senator Thune and the rest of the leadership team to make sure that we get these nominees through.
President Biden meeting together with South Korea's president and the Prime Minister of Japan at the APEC summit in Lima, Peru today.
I truly believe cooperation of our countries will be the foundation to peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific for many years to come.
The president will be meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping tomorrow. An emotional first day of testimony in Jose Ibarra's murder trial. He, the Venezuelan immigrant, accused of killing 22-year-old nursing student Laken Riley. Prosecutors played the body cam video of the moment a University of Georgia police officer found her body near a jogging trail.
Yeah, found it. Ma'am. Oh. I need EMS immediately to the location where the phone pings.
Prosecutor says Ibarra was hunting females that day. His defense attorney called the evidence circumstantial and thin. Wall Street down sharply, the Dow losing 306 points, NASDAQ off 428, the S&P 500 closing 78 points lower. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News, on the level, on the go.
How recent rainfall has been helpful. 49 degrees, plenty of clouds over the monument. No rain currently on your radar. Tonight's low dropping down to about 46. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:02. If you got any rain the last couple of weeks, it's been good for drought conditions. That's according to Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service.
So that has then resulted in some improved drought. Now, we do have some drought still left, especially north and along I-70 all the way through northern Indiana, where a little bit less rain has been received, but we are definitely seeing some improvements.
Updike says even more rain is possible in the near future. It could be here as early as late Sunday, just a few days away. A teenager who was shot on Greenwood Sundays died. Ryan Hedrick reports.
13-year-old James Davis was taken off life support Thursday at Riley Hospital for Children. The Johnson County Prosecutor's Office says from the information they've gathered, it looks like a bunch of kids were in a home and playing around with a gun when it went off. A 13-year-old boy was arrested for the shooting. He was taken to Johnson County Juvenile Detention Facility. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
When IU football wins, so does Bloomington's economy. It's not just the diehard fans spending their time and money around campus this fall, says David Pierce with IU Indianapolis.
But, the other thing is I would say there's a second group of people that would add value in that equation, which what I would call, almost like the day tripper.
Pierce tells Inside Indiana Business those folks swing through town, spend some cash, and leave all in the same day. He says hotels are also making more money from people who choose to stay overnight. A band you may know well is coming to Indianapolis next year. John Herrick reports.
The Goo Goo Dolls will be performing at the Everwise Amphitheater at White River State Park Friday, August 15th of 2025. That's one of their hit songs, Iris, you're hearing. This is part of the Jack Daniels concert series. They're also performing with special guest Dashboard Confessional. Local pre-sale for tickets begins next Thursday, with public on sale starting next Friday. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 5:04.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 463-251-1912. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 463-251-1912. That's 463-251-1912.
The traffic on the 5s at 5:05. How are the roads, Matt Bear?
Harrison, I'm looking at the North Split right now. We do have a stall on the ramp from the North Split on northbound 65. The ramp is open, partially blocked, but we are stop and go through the split back to westbound 70 and on northbound 65, 70 from Washington Street up to the North Split. Looking at the east side, southbound 465 slows after 72 Arlington Avenue. West side construction, southbound 465 stop and go Rockville Road to Sam Jones. That construction should be done Monday. Hancock County eastbound 70 stop for the 80th time today. Right now we're stopped for a few miles after Mount Comfort Road to State Road 9 because of a crash at Fortville Pike. I would strongly consider US 40 to go from Indianapolis to Greenfield instead. Traffic sponsored by PureTalk.com. Stop overpaying for your cell phone plan. Pure Talk gives you unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month on their 5G network. Dial pound 250 and say keyword switch now to save 50% off your first month. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thanks, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
This Friday evening, we're going to have cloudy skies and winds, light and variable. And with all this moisture around, that'll likely lead us to a morning, Saturday morning, around the mid to low 40s with some patchy fog. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Arsutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
Dude, what was up with that power outage in the Castleton area, northeast side of Indy?
It was a big area. Like the state fairgrounds had to close up earlier because of a random power outage. Now, I don't know if we got any resolution of why it happened.
Oh, I got it.
What do we got?
According to the Indy Star, AES says...
We screwed up. AES out.
I don't know what this means. The outage was caused by a fault in a substation.
Okay.
So that's why the majority of customers were without power for about a half hour to an hour.
Okay. It wasn't a long outage, but it affected a lot of people, though. Like, a lot of people were like, what the hell's going on
Is there
here?
an electrician or somebody that can tell me what how 26,000, what'd you say? How many people? 26,000?
Well, 26,000, including like everybody over at the fairgrounds.
Caused by a fault in a substation.
Well, what was the fault?
Yeah.
Can you describe the fault?
Did somebody spill a cup of coffee at the substation?
Did a squirrel get in and chew a rope or something? I don't know. But, yeah, if you're somebody that knows their, power, knows their grid work, let us know what that even means.
Somebody trip over a cable. Oops. There is we're just going to write this down as report this as a fault in the substation.
The guy in airplane that just unplugs it and plugs it back in.
And Leon's getting larger.
Right now on our Twitter, Nige, we just decided to put up a poll. So if you've been listening to the show this afternoon, and again, we've been trying to have a lot of fun this afternoon. It's a Friday. We're going to have Beer Sample Friday that kickstarts the weekend coming up.
Yeah.
Who's had a better appearance on the show? And I use appearance in quotes here. AI Donald Trump, AI Mike Braun, or AI Joe Hogsett? Who's had a more entertaining appearance on our show today?
Oh, boy.
That's the Twitter poll. So go at Hammer and Nigel. Cast your vote right now.
I think I always am entertained by AI Joe Hogsett.
Even AI Joe Hogsett seems overserved. Although, he's not getting a lot of votes. AI Mike Braun was strong.
Oh, Braun?
When he opens up talking about Rob Kendall being a little bleep, man, that's pretty strong right out of the gate. Pretty strong right out of the gate. So the Democrats don't seem to be handling the election very well.
You don't say.
Take a listen to this. Democratic rep from North Carolina, Wiley Nickel, which sounds like some sort of Looney Tunes villain. Wiley Nickel, so upset that Kamala Harris got blown out and Trump is naming all of these flamethrowers for his cabinet. He took to the floor of the House of Representatives and said, all right, fine. We need to have a shadow government.
Last week stung. As Democrats, we simply failed to convince the American people we have better ideas to solve their problems. But we do. Now we need to dust ourselves off and get ready to fight. We can't let Donald Trump's extreme MAGA agenda go unanswered or unopposed. Zone defense isn't going to work. We're going to have to go man on man. So here's an idea for how to organize our opposition. We need to borrow from our British friends and appoint a shadow cabinet to fight back against the worst abuses of a second Trump administration.
Shadow cabinet, Nige.
Yeah, it's like when
we need to have a good deep state here to make sure.
I was going to say, when everybody was making fun of the Republicans for deep state and shadow government and that's real, it's a conspiracy, and now they're suggesting it. They're the ones that are suggesting it now?
Openly on the House floor.
Guy's a weasel. It sounds real tough, too.
Wiley Nickel. Sounds like a fake name somebody would use to check into a hotel to do bad stuff with a floozy. Wiley Nickel checked in from 4:55 to 5:21.
It sounds like the overnight DJ on ZPL.
Hey, everybody. Hey. Secret Sound's coming up. I'm Wiley Nickel.
Secret Sound.
Dude, say what you want, but the Secret Sound always slaps, man. It always slaps. It works every year. Speaking of people who oppose Donald Trump's cabinet picks, our former midday guy, Mike Pence, doesn't think very highly of the new Health and Human Services Director, RFK. Mike Pence, obviously the former governor of Indiana, former vice president under Donald Trump, former midday guy here in this building, used to sit in this seat. He says this about RFK Jr., quote, I believe the nomination of RFK Jr. to serve as Secretary of HHS is an abrupt departure from the pro-life record of our administration and should be deeply concerning to millions of pro-life Americans who have supported the Republican Party and our nominees for decades. Bringing it back to abortion with the HHS guy, Nige, Mike Pence.
I I don't know why anybody. I have respect for Mike Pence. Mike Pence was part of. Was affiliated with my family for a little while with the with Covenant Christian Church and being on the board there, charter school that my family was involved with. He used to work here, but I don't know why now anybody's listening to him or why he's weighing in on this.
Who's got more pull in the current Republican Party? Here's a question for you. Who's got more pull, more influence in the Republican Party right now? Mike Pence or Pauly Shore?
And knowing you, this is a legitimate question that you want me to answer.
Do I look like I'm not serious?
I mean, I will say RFK is an interesting pick. Can you recall any president appointing a member to his cabinet that is like an icon, that is a legend with the opposite party? I mean, RFK Jr. is an icon to the left up until he spoke recently. Out against what they were doing as a party. Yes.
Like, he realized what they were doing to him because he had the audacity to challenge Joe Biden in the primary. He realized what they were doing to him was the same thing they were doing to Donald Trump. And he was like, wait a minute, this is not the Democratic Party that my family grew up in. So he decided to get the hell out of there, ran as a third party for a little while, and then realized the best way to kind of cut the head off the beast, which is the current Democratic machine, was to support Donald Trump. Go back to Mike Pence for a moment. We always say he's our former midday guy. He used to sit in this chair. It was a Network Indiana show, so it went out across the state of Indiana. I found a clip of Mike Pence doing his old radio show. And you know what? I like this soundbite. You know, we take some shots at Mike Pence from time to time, but I'm with him on this. This is from the old Mike Pence show that used to air from this studio. He's ripping on the Indy Star because they're trying to rip on the Indy 500.
I haven't missed a race out there in 15 years consecutively. I've been to 20 races. This was the greatest day, as you said yesterday. And the front page story is that the 500, that no one's showing up for this thing. Then they unearth some photograph of a vendor standing around by himself and then tell me there were 15,000 people here. I'm just saying, you know, to me, it's starting to look like a hatchet job. Who estimated that? I mean, this is absolutely astounding to me that the largest newspaper in the state of Indiana, the home of the greatest spectacle in racing, would, it is obvious to me, set itself against this great homespun sport of the Indianapolis 500. But am I being hypersensitive? Give me a shout. Open Phone Friday on the Mike Pence Show.
All right, Mike Pence, let's go.
And that's something we always talk about on this show, how the Indy 500 is, how the Indy Star is always down on the Indy 500.
Right.
For whatever reason, from the balloon release to like the COVID stuff, they always find an excuse to crap on the Indy 500.
Every year.
Yes.
Because it's mainly
so fascinating.
Let's be honest. The 500 every year is mainly a large group of white conservative voters, not everybody, but white conservative voters celebrating America. That rubs the Indy Star the wrong way for some reason. My favorite are all the little bitty hit pieces they run on it leading up to it.
I know.
Every year they'll bring up the person that got hit by the tire, like in 1986, and lost their life.
Yeah.
You know, it's a tragedy.
Awful news.
Awful news. But they never celebrate the Americana that is the event. They never have stories on that. How you can hear a pin drop where they play taps before the race. How the flyover and back home again in Indiana makes people tear up. Literally tear up. I've seen it in the stands. So good for Mike Pence, man. I appreciate that. Today is National Drummer Day, Nige.
Cool.
Do you still have your midlife crisis drum set?
I do. They're collecting dust in my basement. But yes, my midlife crisis Pearl drum set is down in my basement. Sure.
Now, I know I'm putting you totally on the spot here, but what do you think is the greatest moment in drum history? Like in a song?
Certainly an iconic moment was at Wembley a couple of years ago when Foo Fighters got back together and just did the tribute to Taylor Hawkins, their drummer, who died, and then brought out Taylor Hawkins' son, who was, I believe, 16 at the time, and did My Hero. I would say that's up there as one of the most iconic moments in rock and roll.
Great moment. But in terms of a moment in a song, does it get any better than the drum breakdown of In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins?
Yeah.
Like, I still do it everywhere I'm at. It doesn't matter if I'm in church. Doesn't matter if I'm driving down the road. Like, when I hear that, do, like, I do the air drums.
Did they play Phil Collins at your church?
Yes. Yes, they do. The choir actually performs it, Nige. And great moments in the Air Tonight history. Here is Phil Collins doing an interview about how that, what's it called, the drum fill?
Yes.
A drum fill
Good job.
of In the Air Tonight came to be.
By the time we got into recording it, I just did a fill into it, you know. Da-da-da-da. I mean, like the take before would have been something different. We decided to keep that take.
It sounds like a seal.
Stop kicking that seal, sir.
Okay, that's enough. Thank you.
You're right, though, in terms of the greatest drumming sequence in a song. That might be it right there.
That's strong. Matt Baer, what's up?
Crash downtown, southbound 6570 Washington Street. Okay, this is on the collector ramp, the local ramp that goes to Michigan, New York, and Ohio, not the main part, the through traffic portion that goes to Greenwood. Okay, southbound 65, crash at Washington. The left lane of that collector ramp is blocked, and we're slow back to the north split. Inbound 65, stop and go MLK to Meridian Penn. West side, southbound 465, stop and go traffic after Rockville Road to Sam Jones, a work zone until Monday morning. Crash south of downtown, Morris Street at West, semi into a light pole. And then on the east side, northbound 465 slows before Penn Pike up to I-69. Hancock County crash eastbound 70 at Fort Phil. Pike's backed up for several miles. Consider 40 instead. Traffic sponsored by Experience Columbus. Holiday cheer is even more cheerful in Columbus. Yes, plan your holiday happenings or weekend getaway at experienceColumbus.com/holidays. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
All right. Right now it's 49 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Let's cross our fingers. Let's give this a shot. Let's try to do a Friday, a beer sample Friday edition of Caller Roulette.
Oh, no.
Now, not only do we not know what's coming through the phone lines, we don't know if the phone lines are going to work, but you can give it a shot. 239-9393. That's the number. You can talk about whatever you want. You want to talk about Trump's cabinet selections. You want to talk about the Delphi trial. You want to talk about Allison or Nigel or myself. Rip any of us. That's okay, too. Anything goes. Just don't swear. That's all we ask. 239-9393. If our phones are working, we'll take your call. 239
big if.
9393. We will try to do Caller Roulette next.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be hanging out at the Goodman House Brewing Company Saturday, November 23rd for Movember, teaming up with Franciscan Health. It's a one-stop shop for all things men's health. We're going to be watching the football games. We'll have a bunch of beer, but there's also going to be a bunch of health experts there, different nurses, different doctors, where you can go get screened for pretty much everything. No need to spend time making multiple appointments, worrying about insurance coverage, sitting in a doctor's office when you can just join us for Movember.
Saturday, November 23rd. Stop by the Goodman House Brewing Company here in Indy. It is our big Movember event with Franciscan Health. And seriously, take advantage of what's being offered here. Free cancer screenings. You can ask a doctor, ask a nurse, ask an expert. And all of this is free. Stop by and hang out with us Saturday, November 23rd. Yes, there'll be beer. Yes, we're going to have the football games on TV. Yes, we're going to have a lot of prizes. And take advantage of the free health offerings. Movember, Saturday, November 23rd, Goodman House Brewing Company. We hope to see you there.
Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, what's all this I hear about seasons free things?
Yeah, we're giving away even more than usual this season.
Free alignment with any Ford tire purchase isn't seasonal, Mike. It's free every day at tire discounters.
Sure, but right now, guess what else happens every day?
I know that customers can save up to $250 on Michelin tires.
Absolutely. Now, guess what else?
Mike, I'm a Phantom tire buyer with a secret identity. Please don't toy with me.
Okay, here's the deal.
Yes?
We're doing these drawings.
Like a game show.
And one lucky customer per day wins all their money back for 4 tires.
Spectacular! But why call it seasons free things?
You know, season's greetings. It's like a play on words.
Yes, of course it is. I knew that.
It's seasons free things at tire discounters. One lucky customer per day wins their money back on tires. Everyone saves big on major brands like Continental, and a free alignment and oil change comes with every Ford tire purchase.
Everyone's talking about Galaxy Concrete Coating and their transformation, like your neighbor Mike.
Well, the local company that we used first was highly recommended by people in our neighborhood. We did not know until after it didn't work on our floor. It just peeled up like a cheap suit. And so my wife says, we got to do something. And so she started looking around on the internet and she found Galaxy.
Lots of styles to choose from. 4 times stronger than epoxy and a 15-year warranty.
We got Galaxy out here. They got here at about 8 o'clock in the morning and they finished up at 6 o'clock that night. Other than having a beautiful garage floor, you couldn't tell they were here. Just did a wonderful job on it.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings works for any area like patios, garage floors, driveways, and around pools.
Still looks fantastic, and anybody that visits our house, that's all they want to talk about. I mean, they just can't believe how nice the garage floor looks.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com and remember to like us on Facebook, GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com. We are out of this world.
If you're like Nigel and I, you kind of like when you get a bottle of booze for the holidays. And I'm telling you, Barkeep Vodka, this is the bottle you want to buy. The people behind St. Elmo and Harry and Izzy's, they wouldn't put their name behind something that wasn't good. And this vodka, it's so clean, it's so good, and it's made here in Indy, distilled with corn from Indiana farmers. Barkeep Vodka. Log on, barkeepvodka.com, or check it out. Buy a bottle at your local retailer.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Here's great news, Indy. Rhino Shield has partnered with Green Sky Financing to offer no payments until 2026 for qualified buyers. Call Rhino Shield at 888-RHINO-41.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Family Heating and Air, your American Standard air dealer in Indianapolis. Buckle up. Anything can happen here.
Oh, hell yeah. Let it ride. Let it ride.
Hammer and Nigel present Caller Roulette.
The phones were working, Nige.
All right.
The phones were working. Allison, do we have the dump button ready to roll? All right. These are the rules. If you're on hold right now, keep it brief. Do not swear. That's all we ask. Other than that, we have no idea what to expect here.
Well, sometimes it's a little too much to ask with our audience. But go ahead.
Jason, you are up first, my friend. Welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Awesome.
Hey, buddy.
What's up?
Down here in Grayburn, Indiana, and the whole Delphi thing. I don't think they had enough proof. And my question is, why was a God dang it, lie detector ever given?
They're not admissible in court.
Yeah, I was going to say they don't use them in court. They're not admissible.
You can beat a lie detector. They're not admissible. Yeah.
They do them sometimes in cases, but you just can't use them in court.
Let's go to Brian. Brian, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show.
Hey, happy Friday. Hey, I know here in Indiana everybody loves to play euchre. But you know what? sex is like euchre. If you don't have a good partner, you better have a good hand. Have a great weekend.
Hi-oh! Love it. Love it. We go from Delphi to a euchre sex joke. That's what happens when you do caller roulette. Kyle is up next. Kyle, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show.
What's up, guys?
Hey, buddy.
Kyle, Greenfield, Indiana. Got my kids, Brinley and Waylon. We love listening to the show.
Right on.
Brinley, she's 8, but she wanted to call in and tell you something.
Okay.
We love Trump.
There you go.
Go, Brindley.
Brindley. That's some good parenting right there. Let's go.
Yeah, buddy. Thanks, guys. See
You
ya.
got it. You got it, man. We've got another Kyle standing by. Kyle, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing? I was wondering what you guys thought was going to happen to the Tyson-Paul fight tonight.
I said this earlier. I think there's too much money involved, too many egos involved. This is the last big payday for Mike Tyson, so he's going to get his big lump sum, and he's going to let Jake Paul win. And Jake Paul can continue to do his media career, his boxing career, and if Mike Tyson loses, his legacy is still fine. Hell, he's almost 60 years old.
But you're saying you think it's somewhat more of a WWE style type rigged event than it is a legit fight.
I think
Is
an
that your
arrangement
opinion?
has been made. That's all I'm saying with that.
I don't know.
But I'll be watching it, though, Kyle. That's
I
for
will
sure.
too.
Carrie, you are up next. Carrie, what's on your mind?
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to you.
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to you. Hey, you're talking about drums. Kenny Aronoff on a Mellencamp song on the Scarecrow album, Justice and Independence. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It is a ripping drum by Mr. Aronoff.
All right. Talking about the today's National Drummer Day, great drum moments in all time.
Let it roll.
A little something from the Scarecrow album.
So, hold on to 16 as long as you can. Be a man.
Boom, 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 boom. Suck it on, chili dog. Suck it on, chili dog. Mike gets the last word. Mike, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show.
For the love of God, don't sing anymore. Hey, I actually went to high school with Nigel, and I remember a time we were at Gators downtown when that used to be happening.
Yeah.
And I got a chick to flashing that had nipple piercings, and his jaw hit the floor harder than a hammer. I don't know if you remember that, Nige. That was funny. I was with my brother-in-law, my current brother-in-law, Matt.
If I could remember all the times I've been flashed in my life, I would be a happy man. But no, I don't remember that at Gators.
This was before you were rich and famous. You were just a little...
Mike, I got news for you. Nigel doesn't remember 3 o'clock.
Yeah, you see some boobs and you were like, whoa, I'm here.
I've arrived. Thanks, Mike.
And that puts a wrap on a fun Friday
great.
edition of Caller Roulette. One of our favorites, Bradley J. of Breitbart.
Yeah.
I love that Southern accent. When he gets rolling, you can hear the Texas, you can hear the country come out in him. We're going to talk to him a little bit next. Right now, Harrison Silcox has the news.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Temps have cooled down by now. 49 degrees, cloudy in downtown Indianapolis. There's no rain to worry about on your radar. 46, that's your low tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:31. The start of this month was on the warmer side, says forecaster Aaron Updike.
Early November, we were seeing some top 15 levels of early November warmth. So not like unheard of type of warmth or dry weather, but definitely on the dry and warm end of the spectrum.
Recently, you've seen temperatures drop. That's probably going to continue the next couple of weeks. Rain is possible Sunday as well. Officers say John Blaylock was found partially naked and beaten to death at his Griffith apartment November 3rd back in 1981. Sasha Nixon reports that the cold case may have finally been solved.
Prior to his death, he had been seen with another man at a local bar, but the case went cold for decades. Then Detective John Mowry Jr. began looking into the killing in 2018. Thanks to investigative work and modern DNA technology, Gregory Thurston has been charged with murder. Thurston had been living in Oregon and is currently being held at the Lake County Jail. Sasha Nixon, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
Ahead of a meeting with leaders of Japan and South Korea, President Biden says he's proud of the relationship his administration has built with the two.
This is likely to be my last trilateral meeting with this important group, but I'm proud to have helped be one of the parts of building this partnership.
Biden's meeting with both leaders in Peru. Last week, the U.S. reported about 3,000 North Korean soldiers had joined up with Russia in the war against Ukraine. The trial over an illegal immigrants killing a Georgia nursing student, Laken Riley, started today. Jose Ibarra is the man charged with her murder.
The prosecutor says that Ibarra bashed in Riley's skull several times with a rock when she refused to be his rape victim. The prosecutor also says Riley and Ibarra's interaction was long. She says Riley struggled with Ibarra for over 15 minutes. We've seen video evidence of Ibarra throwing a bloody jacket into a dumpster, body cam footage of when police found Riley, and various photos of the horrific crime scene.
Fox's Madison Scarpino reporting Ibarra could get life in prison if convicted. And IU men's basketball, they won their first 2 games of the season, but head coach Mike Woodson said that there's still a lot of work for them to do.
You know, everybody's still trying to learn what the hell is going on, and we have made progress.
Woodson in a press conference earlier today. The Hoosiers have South Carolina Saturday at 3 in the afternoon. The Gamecocks are 2-1 of the year. Pre-game coverage starts at 2 on 93.1 WIBC. With traffic at 5:34, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, I'm looking at inbound 65 stop-and-go traffic right now from MLK to Meridian Penn. Southbound 6570, that crash did clear on the collector ramp. Still stop and go back to the north split. Looking at eastbound 70, Hancock County. Crash at Fortville Pike has us backed up for miles and miles. Not quite to Mount Comfort Road. I would definitely use US 40 instead to make it from Indy to Greenfield. And looking at the southwest side, southbound 465, stop-and-go traffic from Rockville Road to Washington Street. That's a construction zone until early Monday morning. Traffic sponsored by Royal Spa. Royal Spa hot tubs are simply better hot tubs. 24-hour water filtration, purification, and aeration means better water quality. Natural minerals and Epsom salts means better relaxation. Discover more at royalspa.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
This Friday evening, we're going to have cloudy skies and winds, light and variable. And with all this moisture around, that'll likely lead us to a morning, Saturday morning, around the mid to low 40s with some patchy fog. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Arsutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show. You know, Hammer, leave it to Donald Trump to actually make a president-elect's cabinet picks interesting. It's like I've never even, we keep talking about it this week. He's just been going through right after left, and it's been kind of fun to talk about.
You mean there wasn't Rex Tillerson mania back in 2016,
No, I don't think so. Here to bring it full circle, tell us what he thinks, Breitbart News Capitol Hill correspondent, friend of the show, Bradley J. Bradley, how are you?
I am wonderful. It's always great joining y'all.
So, 30,000 foot. What do you think Trump's doing here? What do you think of his picks? What are some of the more controversial picks? It was around this time yesterday that we found out that RFK Jr. was nominated for Health and Human Services Secretary. So, what do you think?
Well, Trump's sending the clear message that he's keeping the promises that he made. You can talk about this pick's controversial, that pick, people in Washington don't like it. But look, Donald Trump just won an election convincingly, promising exactly what he'd do, and now he's doing it. He's carrying out what he promised. It shouldn't surprise anybody. RFK is sending the clear message. Look, Big Pharma, Big Ag, I'm putting you on notice. You've got Pete Hegseth and Matt Gaetz and Tulsi Gabbard. Their nomination's a clear message to the deep state and the military-industrial complex that Trump has always said needs to be hammered. He's getting right at it. You've got Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy at Doge saying, big government, your time is up. I can understand that these are not conventional Washington-type picks,
right?
But that's exactly the point.
Yeah, you're right. They're not traditional Washington picks, and a lot of these guys or girls have not been Republicans for that long. RFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, Elon Musk. These were not people that were die-hard Republicans or conservatives that long ago. But what does that say that they have been brought into Donald Trump's cabinet, and overwhelmingly the Republican base, the conservative base, is on board with this?
I think if you look at who voted for Donald Trump, who sent Donald Trump back to the White House, these aren't people who have been Republicans all their lives. So Donald Trump has transformed and expanded the party, the voters. It makes sense that he would do that to his leaders, too. And I understand that, there are a lot of Washington Republicans who have put in a lot of time at the cocktail circle and done their 12-ounce curls with their fancy drinks bought by the lobbyists, who feel like they should be the ones who now should be installed in Trump's cabinet. But that's not the way that things are going to work.
That's what got him in trouble back in 2016, right?
Exactly. And business as usual is unusual now. Donald Trump is making that 100% crystal clear. It's a new day.
Drill down a little bit more on RFK Jr. Have you ever, first of all, I can't remember a Republican president in the history of the United States that appoints a major cabinet position to an icon, a little icon of the left. When did RFK Jr. kind of start to turn a little bit? Was it 2020? Was it COVID? Was it the vaccine mandates? I think it was probably around that time, correct?
It's difficult to say. I mean, he was running as a Democrat before he mounted his third-party campaign. I think that speaks to Trump being very welcoming, and the new Republican Party being very welcoming, saying, look, a lot of the usual suspects, the establishment, whether it's government or media or pharma, look, they're harming not just Republicans, they're harming Democrats too. It doesn't really matter. And a lot of people are waking up, and I think that Donald Trump deserves a lot of credit for doing a lot of personal outreach to RFK, listening to him. They shared their concerns back and forth. And I think that Trump thought, you know what, this guy, a lot of what he wants to do in this sphere is something that a lot of Republican voters, a lot of my voters are on board with. And there's a lot of pearl clutching here in Washington over that nomination. But look, RFK wants to get in. He wants to shake things up. And he wants to actually look at the facts, look at the science, and do what's best for the American people, and not necessarily the people who traditionally have been writing campaign checks for these politicians.
So, Bradley, what I'm hearing from you is that you're not going to be making an announcement on Twitter that you're leaving Twitter because Matt Gaetz got the AG nomination. Is that correct?
I'd like to take a moment to make the announcement that I will be remaining on Twitter. I look forward to continuing to use the app. Yes, goodness gracious, people have just lost their minds. I love the meltdown from these establishment types, from these left-wing Hollywood, the journos. It's so delicious. We really need to enjoy this because we may never see it on this level, this fast and this furious again.
Somebody, and I can't remember who it was, posted on social media that video of the social media influencer going into the White House with Jen Psaki, some dude with long fingernails, member of the gay community, and it was just a cringeworthy video. And I believe the summation of the whole post was, if we had to sit back and watch this crap happen at the White House, you can deal with a little Matt Gaetz from time to time.
Yeah, there was a lot of head turning for the past 4 years with a lot of these journos looking the other way at some of the just absolute circus clowns that were brought into this administration. And now all of a sudden they're upset that someone from the court of Camelot, a Kennedy, is being brought into the White House. I don't buy the outrage. It's so ridiculous. And as I said, look, enjoy it. Enjoy it. This is a rare moment, and it's just absolutely delicious.
One more thing about Attorney General, that nomination for Matt Gaetz. Did I see a headline that you wrote on Breitbart that Kamala Harris's campaign fundraising off that nomination?
They're still fundraising?
Kamala is still fundraising. Look, she's $20 million in debt, reportedly. She's trying to dig out of a hole. It's remarkable that she thinks that somehow this new controversial pick is going to help with their campaign debt. And I hope that the solicitation emails to donors continue because, look, it's providing plenty of entertainment and plenty of good copy.
Bradley J. with us, Breitbart News Capitol Hill correspondent. All right, so we've talked about the stuff that we like. One of the things that I don't like, Bradley, are secret ballot votes, especially when it comes to the Senate. Now, look, I'm not going to sit here and just crap all over John Thune. I'm going to give him the opportunity here. But the very first chance that we as a public get to see the Senate get together as a majority, they throw Rick Scott under the bus. It's a secret ballot vote. And here comes John Thune, which I don't think many people are excited about.
You are correct. There are not many people excited about John Thune. Look, I was a Senate staffer for almost 7 years, I'm fairly familiar with that institution. It is just absolutely weird. It is an entity unto itself. It, by design, is somewhat removed from the normal back and forth of politics. They do things entirely different. I don't think that John Thune is going to have a very long leash. Look, when McConnell came in, when Trump came in, McConnell had already been the Republican leader for a decade. He was very firmly established, and the membership of the Senate Republican Conference was much different. John Thune is coming in after winning a second ballot vote by 29 to 24. That's hardly a mandate. He's not going to have a leash to go out and establish Senate independence. He is going to have to deliver for Donald Trump and the people who just elected Donald Trump overwhelmingly, not just on the legislative front, but on the nominations front. You hear a bunch of things about, some conversations that Thune and Trump may have had before the vote that may or may not have helped Mr. Thune get across the finish line there. I'm very optimistic that Thune understands what he's up against and understands that he has to deliver or he won't be the majority leader very long. And I anticipate us to move seriously at getting Trump's nominees through the Senate process, probably the day after. We're going to start that process even before Donald Trump is inaugurated. As soon as the new senators are sworn in, boom, 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 it's going to start moving. But if he falters, if he fails there, we may have to revisit a few things.
Find all his work, Breitbart.com. That's Breitbart News Capitol Hill correspondent, one of our favorites, Bradley J. Bradley, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Have a great weekend. Thanks so much, guys.
Nige,
yeah,
I've got a little beer pairing for you.
What?
There's a little theme that I've got for Beer Sample Friday today.
Okay.
And we'll break it down next.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here from Sullivan Hardware and Garden. Join us this Saturday for our annual Turkey Fest. Grilled turkey, fried turkey, trash can turkey. Just how many ways do we prepare turkey? Well, come find out this Saturday at our 71st and Keystone store. Pick up your copy of the Turkey Fest coupons for added savings like 25% off any gift shop decor item. Look at our pre-lit artificial Christmas trees. At Sullivan Hardware and Garden, you can actually see 150 different styles of artificial trees already reduced 30%. And at our 71st and Keystone store, climb aboard the Sullivan Express and visit Santa. Book your tickets at sullivanhardware.com. Visit our gift shop, the Yellow House at Sullivan's, for additional savings on Christmas gifts, ornaments, collectibles, and accents. Shop, play, experience. Christmas with Sullivan's. 71st and Keystone, 49th and Penn in Cicero, and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan in Fishers.
$182,000.
What?
Yeah, $182,000. According to CBS News, the average American loses out on an average of $182,000 in Social Security income. And it's because they filed for their benefits, Rob, at the wrong time.
Learn how you could avoid this with a free Social Security analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy in Indy.
We trust Bill to help with planning for our retirement, and you can too.
This free analysis could help you get the most income from Social Security while considering the impact on your spousal benefits, taxes, IRAs, and 401k withdrawals, and Medicare premiums.
If you've saved more than $200,000 and have not filed for Social Security, schedule your free analysis by calling 317-932-9912.
Don't lose $182,000 in Social Security income that's rightfully yours.
Call 317-932-9912. That's 317-932-9912.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-285-0395. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-285-0395. 800-285-0395. 800-285-0395.
Hey guys, it's Rob Kendall. Give back November 21st at Hi-Fi. Get tickets to a celebrity bartender toast to Moselle Sanders, powered by Jack Daniels. A night of community, Jack Daniels cocktails, and fighting food insecurity. Sample signature cocktails crafted by celebrity bartenders, all working to help raise $10,000 to feed 10,000 people this Thanksgiving through the Moselle Sanders Foundation. Tickets start at $20, with all proceeds benefiting Moselle Sanders Foundation's mission to support families in need. Get tickets at hifiindy.com.
Stop overpaying for your cell phone plan. Pure Talk gives you unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month on their 5G network. Dial pound 250 and say keyword switch now to save 50% off your first month.
Give family a call for your family maintenance plan, 317-577-8077. Maintenance is crucial.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra is making its way back to Gamebridge Fieldhouse on December 19th with an all-new show, The Lost Christmas Eve Tour. For tickets and more information, head to WIBC.com.
What's up, Matt Bear?
Eastbound 70 in Hancock County is closed at Fortville Pike. That's just over a mile before State Road 9. We are backed out for miles. If you want to exit exit here at Mount Comfort Road, exit 96, go south, and then you can pick up US 40 as a reroute. Again, this is eastbound 70 Laker going from Indianapolis to Greenfield. All lanes closed at Fortville Pike because of a crash. Inbound 69 slows 96 to 82nd. Northbound 465 northeast side stop and go from East 56th Street up to I-69. This is a crash in Noblesville, State Road 37 at Pleasant Street. Looking at downtown, inbound 65 slow from MLK to Meridian Penn. Southbound 6570 stop and go north split to Washington because of an earlier crash. Traffic sponsored by Royal Spa. Royal Spa hot tubs are simply better hot tubs. 24-hour water filtration, purification, and aeration means better water quality. Natural minerals and Epsom salts means better relaxation. Discover more at royalspa.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
49 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, and it's Beer Sample Friday.
But now,
Hammer and Nigel present Beer Sample
Fry.
I got some beers. Let's drink them, huh?
Beer's on sale, people. Come down and get you some.
Thank you to Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, proud sponsor of Beer Sample Friday. Stop by, see Spencer and the gang, tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. It's a pairing that I've got this week, Nigel. Wow. I don't necessarily think they might taste good together, but there's a theme. Okay. So I'm going to slide this first one over to you.
All right. Oh, New Glarus Brewing.
It's a chocolate stout.
Oh my God, a milk chocolate stout. Okay.
Right. So crack that one open.
New Glarus in Wisconsin.
And
Do I
move
taste
that
it yet?
microphone back because I don't think this tall boy can's going to make it over there. So that is a chocolate stout. Chocolate being the key word here, okay?
Milk chocolate stout. Wow.
So think about all things chocolate.
Yeah.
Now, I think this goes with it, and I want you to describe in detail what the can looks like.
Ew. Against the grain, the brown note, American brown ale, and it's a picture of the backside of a tattoo. It's an animated picture of the backside of a tattooed man with poop stains on his underwear.
Some would say that's a chocolate stout itself. Rob Kendall provided that beer to me, actually.
Okay, against the grain. Uh-oh.
So I'm going to try the chocolate stout here. Boy, that's really good.
So
And now I'm going to try the against the grain that has the poop stain underwear can. Both are good. Both are real good.
I'll take the milk chocolate stout.
Both taste like the weekend, which is officially underway
Man, that is
here
really
in
good.
Indy.
Come on, baby.
The weekend is rolling. It's Beer Sample Friday on the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Oh, good people. Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus now through Monday. It's their 50% off sale. All Smith Brothers, Lazy Boy, Bassett, all that stuff. Plus, they pay your sales tax and even more discounts for cash. That's every sofa, recliner, sectional, lift chair, you name it. It's on sale now through Monday. Only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Plus, did I mention free delivery?
Thompson Furniture and Mattress located in Columbus. These guys, they support what we do here at the Hammer and Nigel Show. So take care of these guys. If you need a new Tempur-Pedic mattress, if you need a new couch, new love seat, new Lazy Boy recliner, Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. They still have free delivery and setup if you live within 75 miles of their store. Take care of these guys. Awesome Hoosier business. ThompsonFurniture.net. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
We know that around the holidays,